every... What day is it?
Tuesday?
Tuesday night! His ghost returns to wreak his horrible vengeance.
Oh, but tonight's Tuesday night!
Then he'll be coming.
Fade in.
We're the fun suckers now. We suck the fun out of everything. Halloween, the Oscars, childhood, Twitter, comedy. It's like woke kids on campus decided to be all the worst parts of a Southern Baptist.
Morty, do you know what the Bechdel test is? The what? For God's sake, Morty, the formula for measuring female agency in a story proposed by lesbian cartoonist Allison. What the hell are they teaching you in that school? Why is lesbian part of her job title? Oh, now you're progressive?
Pronoun trouble.
Stop normalizing white people going tanning to the point where you can tell a difference. Like, go ahead, go out in the sun, but purposely going and tanning to make your skin darker is literally blackface. Point blank period. It's literally blackface. And you can't change my mind.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
You need to take a good look in the mirror and realize you're just a freaking loser.
Oh, you people you're so stupid! Oh, so... Sanity. Is that like a personal attack or something?
I first wrote about the commodification of nerd culture back in 2012 and how it seemed to me that these insiders moving into outsider spaces were going to be the death of it. These insiders don't necessarily know how to tell outsider stories, and so everything they make is meant to appeal to white, straight, cis men. And so it's not really a wonder that most comic movies do not reflect the spirit of the comics they are based on. How does an insider tell the story of someone who has never been able to fit in as hard as they try? All any of this has done is empower a certain subset of white, straight, cis male nerds who, rejected by their peers for one reason or another, have decided to impose that same social hierarchy on nerd spaces, making it unsafe for people of color, queer people, and women.
So when you go to the store and you buy a piece of meat as a white person, you are actively taking away a piece of meat that could be being enjoyed by a survivor of ancestral slavery.
When I hand a brown child a white Band-Aid, I am literally adding insult to injury, and I refuse to do that in my classroom.
Wake up!
We're the fun suckers now. Enjoy the show.
Green lights, baby. Let's go.
Say, kids, what time is that?
Tonight's Tuesday night!
Hey guys!
I have an idea. Oh, did we lose Pete?
No, I'm still here. My
there,
camera's flipping out on me, and that seems to be the only way to fix it. So, hi there.
I think I'm going to change. I think I'm going to change my alarm clock sound to our intro in the mornings. That would wake my ass up.
You'll wake up with a very negative feeling, I think. No. I would be an angry woman the rest of the day if I had to hear that first thing.
It's insult to injury.
No, oh my gosh, it's painful.
I feel dumber. I feel physically dumber having heard some of these things.
My blood pressure, I can literally feel it boiling up just from hearing that. It's just, oh my God. The girl about the meat and the grocery store. I can't buy meat at the grocery store. What is this?
I pick it up and I'm like, oh, I'm depriving somebody.
What that? Oh.
But these people have to be out there because there would be no entertainment online. Come on. I mean, there's enough, but.
So I guess we should say hey to everybody. We have we're rudderless without Keith here.
Yeah, we're a little light tonight.
Stuck at work for a little bit. Hopefully.
Yeah, Keith's stuck in a parking lot right now, waiting for a shuttle.
Good times. So he left us crazy people to run the show for now. So
we'll try to limp our way through. So bear with us.
So you all know us. I'm Stacy, and that is
Delta Alpha.
Edson.
How are
Pete.
you?
Hello.
Judah Buddha. So that's us.
How has everybody's week's been going?
Busy.
Feels like Monday for some reason.
It does.
It's been busy.
Today has a Monday vibe. So we have Mondays this week.
I work for university. I work for university, and they're doing commencement this year, and we do all the AV for it, and we have jumbotrons. We do like a 6-camera thing, and I've been running cable for like 2 weeks, just getting cameras set up and stuff, and it's exhausting. Yes,
that's what they're calling it these days. Running cable.
Running cable.
Fiber, Ethernet, BNC,
whatever
XLR.
you want, whatever kind of cable you want, he can get it for you.
He'll run it for you.
Wi-Fi. But anyway, that's my life. Do I have a preference?
Yeah, what kind of cable do you go for, Judah?
That's how it's going to be for now.
Big fat cables. Ooh,
okay, good.
Anyway.
Yeah, so how about you, Edson? How's your week been going? Or since last Tuesday?
I know. It's Tuesday. Let's see. Does it feel like Tuesday? I don't know. It always seems like a different day. I guess we'll go with Monday for today. Because we never have enough Mondays in a week, I guess.
Oh, no. We could always use more
My
Mondays.
weekend is definitely a blur. I really was going to try to sit down and create just a tiny little video for this, and I worked all weekend. So I hate when the whole thing is a blur, like it's a complete blur. and then you're on to the next week, and it's like, oh.
And we've been having some nice weather too. This weekend was
really
beautiful.
Oh God, it's been gorgeous out.
So sitting inside on a Saturday, I had to go out and do something, but
yes,
it's very important to get out now in New England because we were suffering for 8 months of freezing effing cold.
Yeah.
So we can't complain now.
Mr.
Because here we are.
Mr. Londell with a message for you, Jude. He'll take 100. He'll take 100 feet of 16 gauge lamp cord.
Yeah, we should say hi to Jace. What is it, Jace 540 and Mr. Londell.
Yeah, hey guys in the chat. Thanks for bearing with us while we work this out.
And guess what we have in the chat?
Actually, one of my favorite.
Edwin. We were just talking about you, Edwin.
Yep.
We're getting excited to see that comic come to fruition.
Actually, one of my favorite cables. One of my favorite cables is Ultra Scuzzy. Ultra Scuzzy.
Is that like
anybody remember Ultra Scuzzy?
No.
No.
Is it fuzzy? Is it a fuzzy Scuzzy?
It used to be fuzzy, but it was sitting on the carpet for like 8 months, so it's got dirt and footprints all over it. So now it's Scuzzy.
Scuzzy. Got you.
Come on, you never had to hook up a Scuzzy chain before, Stacy?
Oh, maybe. It's been so long since I've been touching cords, so I have my own cords. My own cords at home.
Oh, it's just gonna be like this all night.
Oh my goodness!
Anytime you want to join in, Keith.
So let's get to our first story of the night. We can talk about our story of the weird.
Oh, the weird.
And kind of it's a interesting.
It's kind of sad.
It is, and I found another one to go with it. So.
John, Keith is working and currently waiting for a shuttle in a parking lot.
But he should be here at some point.
Yes, at some point, hopefully
here
within the hour or so-ish, maybe.
Until then, it's just us, man.
You're stuck with us, sorry. I hope you know.
Yeah,
we can do some justice.
It's funny because not funny, but it's interesting because there's another story that's like directly related to this also.
Right. I threw in another one in there because I mean this is interesting. I don't know how into like trading cards people are, like you guys know, just in general, because this specific story where the man pulled out a gun in a trading card related attack in a Target parking lot
was over collectible sports cards. So I essentially, let's just go through this real quick. A fight broke out at a Target parking lot in Brookfield, Wisconsin, Friday. Soon after the store restocked trading cards, police arrived on the scene when witnesses called them after one man pulled a gun, according to a local news report. A group of men was attacking the gun owner when he pulled the weapon. The Target and Trader Joe's went into lockdown for an hour after police arrived. I mean, luckily,
somebody takes Pokemon seriously, man.
Yeah, these were baseball cards or some sort of sports cards, obviously, right?
Here, you can have the gum.
No, I want to make the point that
holding the
gun. The
headline,
headline said, it's not the guy with the gun that was the problem here. By the way.
Well, they were attacking him first, and that's why he pulled the gun.
Four of them jumped him, and he had a license to carry the gun too.
He was like, okay, so he was practicing self-defense, right? I mean, he never shot, he never fired the gun.
Because they ran.
Right. I mean, they didn't have guns, so hopefully, guess they kept him from beating him up. I mean, and taking his cards. I mean, these are grown-ass men, right? Yep. I mean, so the four men have been arrested and will be charged with battery, strangulation, and disorderly conduct.
I feel like O.J. Simpson should be tied to this story. I don't know why, but...
Well, he did have a football trading card. Right?
Yeah, he did. I think he pulled the gun on somebody too.
Oh, really? Oh, I missed
yeah,
that
it was like in a hotel. It was like in a hotel parking. I was like a hotel. Actually, it was a hotel room that somebody was selling his memorabilia.
Right. His memorabilia. That's right.
And he held him up for his memorabilia.
Oh, okay.
So as far as
I think he sold it.
This story goes, like pulling a gun during a parking lot scuffle is just the latest story attached to the current resurgence of the collecting cards.
Jeez.
Sports, Magic the Gathering, and Pokemon cards have become so sought after that stores can't keep up with the demand. It's also causing a labor crisis as the companies that professionally grade cards for resale can't keep up with the avalanche of cards being seen the past year. People are waiting and people are standing in line all day waiting to see if they can get one box of cards.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this happening?
Yeah, I don't get. I am very out of touch. Obviously,
I was too.
I
was recently at a probably the last couple times I'd been to Target. I did hear a woman saying something to a man about cards, and she told on him. She's like, he has so many cards, and the lady's like, well, we don't regulate the number of cards somebody could have. And this was like a middle-aged woman, worried about these cards.
People do the same thing with action figures at Target. A lot of action figures that Hasbro releases, they don't produce enough stock. So there's very limited numbers of a certain figure. And basically people
are
will
one thing, but this is
it's the same thing. People
go
nuts.
It says Target has previously promised to call the police on rowdy customers. So this is an ongoing issue.
This is nuts.
But it's unclear who notified the cops that day. Target has already altered its policies, limiting the number of collectible items that can be purchased in a day, only selling the items briefly on Friday mornings and asking customers not wait in the parking lot overnight. I mean, and to follow up on this, there's another story.
Right.
I had seen this, and I saw this story before. Let me find it. Here we go. Sorry, guys, I'm little.
I know it's confusing.
No cheers today.
25 stories into one.
Here we go. All right.
Maybe later.
So
540.
So Target will no longer sell Pokemon cards in store due to safety concerns.
Right. Yep.
Do these cards really? I mean, I remember my son's 30 when he was in 3rd grade. I remember it causing a ruckus and issues, with kids yeah, our vinyl is next. Oh no, I better get going then. I remember people would say they're valuable and they weren't. I mean, do they really have a monetary value, these cards?
I think what it is that these groups online when they hype something online and there's a rarity about it, people want it no matter what. They don't even know if they like it. They just want it. And I think it's the same thing with these cards. They don't really need that card, but if they have it, it's like having big balls or something.
I guess.
You
So
know,
I mean, they're saying,
it's true.
this like Game Informer is kind of like chalking it up to the pandemic. Like the pandemic has
Yeah.
caused card values to skyrocket, so retail stores and McDonald's have struggled to keep like McDonald's has cards in stock.
Apparently.
Some businesses have limited the number of packs that customers can buy. Others have removed them from shelves to lock behind registers. Target in particular has faced increasingly aggressive customers, and instances of violence have forced the company to stop selling them in the stores for the foreseeable future. Policy went into effect last Friday, May 14th. And look at that. It will also apply to NBA, MLB, and NFL cards, which are in high demand as well. You'll still be able to buy cards online through Target's website, but the in-store ban comes on the heels of various reports of violence breaking out amongst customers trying to buy packs. That is insane.
But when they say related to the pandemic, does it mean that during this past year there was like less made? I guess is that because there wasn't enough.
I would think that you couldn't go out and buy them.
Well, online though, I mean, I never stopped getting stuff online during this.
Well, listen to this. Various retail outlets in general have suffered attempts of theft, with multiple reports of break-ins, including one particularly daring heist in Tokyo.
For fucking baseball cards.
Not to mention the numerous accounts of store employees being harassed by disgruntled collectors. The straw that broke the camel's back for Target specifically was the story we just reported about, in Wisconsin, where a 35-year-old man pulled a gun after he was assaulted by 4 attackers.
They came after him with the gum from the packs.
I don't even think they come with gum anymore, actually.
Yeah, I'll cut you.
No, they don't come with gum anymore.
Oh, it doesn't come with gum anymore? Shows you what I know.
Yeah.
Well, another thing is I don't know if they do this with the cards, but some companies will release exclusives for certain stores. So it'll be like a Walmart exclusive or a Target exclusive, and that makes people fucking nuts too, because then they have to go to one place to go look for it.
Right.
I mean,
and it makes it more special and more unique and more of a collector's item, right? That you can't get anywhere else.
Well, it's just like GameStop. A lot of GameStops are going out of business, and there's certain figures that are GameStop exclusives. And if you don't have a GameStop around, you're screwed. Right. And I bet the same goes with 540. He can't get exclusives probably.
I just cleaned out like my basement and like all this old stuff, and I like literally just gave like a giant pack of Magic cards and like some Pokemon cards to like my local thrift store.
Wow.
So I probably should have kept them, I guess.
You could have had some gold in there.
I know. I'm like, this isn't a thing anymore.
There's a place.
You were wrong.
I was wrong. So I mean, so what Game Informer's in saying, if you're an enthusiast who only wants to bolster your collection, or worse, you have kids that want to indulge their favorite hobby, you have a seemingly growing number of jerks to thank for things going down like this. One would imagine this would be a temporary ban until the frenzy dies down. If you're curious, Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! Seems somewhat unaffected by the craze, at least based on on the Targets I've visited recently. But you're planning to hunt for Pokemon cards at other stores. All I can say is be safe and try to maintain civility until things return to normal. Please. Please. That's one guy's take on the whole thing. So
Lost Jude.
Where did he go? So that's a crazy.
Okay.
thing,
Yeah, it shows you what I know.
You always say
There
I
he
have
is.
to leave early, but geez.
No.
I mean, the thing is, it's one thing if it's kids, but it's like the adults get
it's
so hardcore about it.
That's where it gets violent.
Dude, you remember Tickle Me Elmo? Do you guys
Not
ever
as well as
Kids?
you do, but
Nice, Blazer. Nice.
No one remembers people getting like beat up in the parking lot of Toys R Us for having Tickle Me Elmos. It was like
no.
I didn't get beat up in the parking lot.
I think it was
of Toys R Us.
1990. I think it was like 1996, and it was like the hottest Christmas gift.
I remember
Like-
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's like that
And-
movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it with the
the
action
turbo-
figure.
Jingle all the way.
Yeah, it's like that same thing. There's always that, but
I had a friend that worked at Toys R Us, and he would actually buy them when they came in, and then sell them out in the parking lot to people. He'd just open his trunk and be like, "I got some Tickle Me Elmos."
That's terrible. That's
And all
beautiful
it
too,
was
you know.
it just went. That's all it
I
did.
might have to.
People went nuts for it.
I'm
Why do
afraid
you keep touching me?
Yeah.
It was like Cabbage Patch Kids. Didn't you have a Cabbage Patch Kid?
I remember the Cabbage Patch Kid craze. I guarantee you nobody watching us does.
I got one of those suckers,
Oh.
and I got the exact one I wanted too, because my aunt worked at a Caldor, and someone returned it, and she called my mom, and I actually got a red-haired, green-eyed Cabbage Patch doll, and her name was Becky Tess, and I was so happy. I was in 5th or 6th grade.
Wow.
Crazy. I don't think my mom would have
old.
fought anyone.
See this
for
group? We're old.
No, we're not that old.
Except for him, we're old.
Mr. Lundell, I didn't realize that this whole story came to me as a surprise as well. I didn't realize trading cards were like that big.
I didn't either.
Hey, I know, it's pretty crazy.
I mean, I remember Garbage Pail Kids, but people didn't kill each other for those.
Right. Yeah. We were a very different kind of people, you know, like
we were civil.
We didn't care about that stuff. It was fun to have it, but it wasn't like you had to have it. It was just, you know, if you came across and were like, cool. Not like you're gonna beat someone up for a garbage bill.
I don't know. The Cabbage Patch Kids, people were losing arms and
That's
eyes for
true,
that.
yeah,
People were going freaking crazy for those. I remember.
Yeah.
There used to be like I'd go into a store and there'd be like a pyramid, and people would just rush and whole thing would come down.
Right.
But I feel like back in the day they produced more stock of things. I feel like now they don't do it anymore. They don't
also,
release
I think
enough
with
for the demand.
What do you think though with the internet? People are talking about it. So it was like one thing when like the people in your town or your school or your neighborhood that knew about something, and then everybody would be all about it. Now it's like that times a bajillion, because like one person gets interested in it, another person, and then they're like, what are they interested in? And it gets huge, like everything else, you know? It's like where we live.
I remember this episode, this Everybody Loves Raymond episode. It was,
I don't.
His daughter really wanted one of those cards, and he paid like a lot.
I'm guessing chaos ensued.
Yeah, he had to drive like I don't know, to another state or something to find the store instead of to find it or something. He went through a lot.
I think a lot of people can relate to these things. Yeah,
I can't imagine if you have a kid. Like I can't imagine if you had a kid that was like really super into this, and you had to hear, "Mommy, I want this. Mommy, I want this. Mommy, I want this." Yeah, I can imagine that would drive you bananas.
No, it's great. It's a great teaching moment, though. You're like, you know what? All those people acting like idiots, you don't want to look like them. You know, that was like, you know, when you saw another kid throwing a fit in a store, you're like, look at that kid. You don't want to be like that kid. That's what I taught my kids at least. And
that kid's getting coal for Christmas.
You show them like how bad behavior, and be like, oh, you don't want to be like that, and then find them something better.
Or to take a line from Star Trek, there's a million things you can have in this universe, and there's a million things you can't have.
Exactly, that's life. You don't get to have everything because everybody else has it. Where do we want to go from this story, guys? What do we want to talk about?
Well, we're gonna Edson. Can you make heads or tails of this whole Warner Brothers sale?
You want to go there? Because I don't really.
I think it's actually pretty interesting. I was just reading it.
Yeah,
pretty complicated, and it'll kill some time.
There you go.
Well, that's the guy that they hired to be the Warner Media CEO, who's now on his way out because of this move.
Okay.
There is another story that goes into more of how it affects.
Is there a different story?
Like, it's called Explainer, how AT&T Discovery.
All right.
Deals. So they're
you get us started, and I'll find the other story.
So AT&T is taking their Warner Media part of their company and merging that piece with Discovery. That doesn't mean they're selling it off. They're just combining those two into like one entertainment company, let's say. Like, and I don't know. I'm thinking this is probably not going to be the last time something like this happens as these streaming wars continue. AT&T still is keeping this new conglomerate or organization of these two put together. AT&T is still keeping like 71% of ownership of it, and Discovery keeps like 29%. I don't know how they came up with it. 29% ownership of it. And it's just the way. I think we've talked about this quite a few times. It's just the way that AT&T just doesn't want to deal with that part of the business, the streaming part of it. It's just not their forte. They want to concentrate on laying out the the network for 5G. They don't want to be bothered with things like this. So it's more like after this gets, once this, I think this still has to go through a couple of, maybe the stockholders have to approve it or something. But once it gets through, if it gets through, then Discovery will actually be kind of like in charge of the whole streaming part of it. I mean, right now, from what I read, you're still keeping HBO Max and Discovery, but I don't know what their future plans is in terms of, are they going to make one big streaming channel or just keep them separate?
Yeah, I mean, Food Network's part of that.
That's why we saw that other article with the Warner Media CEO on his way out, because he's not going to be in charge anymore.
Okay, so this kind of explains nothing is likely to change for HBO Max and Discovery Plus subscribers for now.
But there's more channels under that umbrella, right? They do Food Network, HGTV. They do Cartoon Network.
I've seen a lot of
TLC.
ads actually for that Discovery Plus.
Yeah. I mean, combined, I think people would buy into it because there are a lot of channels that people watch. I mean, there's still. I think my mom still watches TLC or Cooking or Food Network, but I don't know.
Yes, but if you have cable, I mean, you don't really need
Well,
it.
I mean,
as of right now,
again, right?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
And I mean, this is just prepping for what's to come with cable. I mean,
we're definitely going through some sort of transition between cable and the different apps and stuff. I think they're trying to figure out, and they want to expand and be able to corner the market where they can. I'm sure these companies,
I think if my parents can get used to it at this point, like the boomer, I hate saying that boomer age, but if they get used to this online a la carte, I think cable is going to be bye-bye, because I think a lot of people who are subscribed to cable are up there and they just are scared of using. I mean, my parents were super scared of using Netflix, and I finally said it's pretty easy. You just log in and use your remote to move around. And finally, when they figured it out, they're like, "This is brilliant." And I'm like, "That's right, it is brilliant. Now you figured out how to do it."
I think cable's going to be around for a while until this generation dies out. I still have cable, news. And I'm willing to get rid of my cable. I think the only reason I keep my cable is for sports, and because I mean, I haven't looked into it, but when I looked into it in the past, if you try to access sports through your local sports through an app, they black out certain areas, so you can't get your teams. So I don't know how that's working these days. I mean, that's the big thing that's keeping us with cable, I think.
So you watch Nessun basically, right? Nessun's
yeah, and it's beyond Nessun too. There's there's another. So Discovery and or Team.
Yeah, that's the only thing I.
It looks like that, Mr. Lana, right? Is that would you describe it that way, Edson?
That's exactly what it looks like. Yeah. So they're not giving it up.
Yeah.
They just want to not have to deal with controlling that type of industry, as we've I think surmised before in this.
Probably had it up to here with dealing with Warner Brothers.
Right, but I also think it's the benefit of AT&T. I mean, AT&T's kind of, what their feeder in entertainment.
Cleanser. I agree, Cleanser. TLC.
AT&T wants to concentrate on this 5G
right
competition that's going on right now. They don't want to lose
right.
That's crazy.
Right.
That's really what they want to concentrate on.
But I mean, as far as a company that's involved in creating content or entertainment, what the fuck, But maybe that's why it works together as a team,
Right.
It's more collaboration with.
And I agree with you, Stacey. One of the reasons that the companies, the cable's still sticking around, it's you have the live sports. I mean.
Really?
Right. And local news. People still like their local news. I don't watch local,
I could live with that, but yeah.
I wake up almost every morning, I go on YouTube and I have all the local news stories sitting there waiting.
Exactly.
5 minutes, in 3 minutes. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, a lot of people don't realize you could buy a $10 antenna and still hook it up to your television and get local channels. It's free,
more or less. Yeah.
I mean, it's not great. You still got to play with the rabbit ears.
The rabbit ears. Yeah. It's just 1 millimeter off in any direction, you suddenly lose your entire your entire catalog.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, go ahead, Edson.
I was just going to say the last thing that when we talked about live sports, we did see a step in the direction of those also going to streaming when they redid the NFL package a few weeks ago. Well, maybe it was like a month ago.
Right.
Amazon did get exclusive rights to one of the
Thursday Night Football.
Thursday
Like
night.
Yeah.
I believe it was Thursday night. So things are also being affected in that way. So I don't think we're going to see all sports going into stream. But
well, because that's more national too. Like the Thursday night
Right.
game is like a national thing. So yeah, it's the local sports. I think for our family that's keeping us with our overpriced cable.
Now, I got a question. Do you guys watch anything on ESPN, or is ESPN sort of kind of going away?
Not too much. We don't really watch a lot of ESPN actually.
It's been a long time since I've watched it.
Yeah.
I know. I think Disney's going to struggle keeping on to them.
It seems like other stations, like what is it? TNT? Is it TNT or TBS that has a lot of basketball? The TBS? I forget, but they're the ones that have like Shaq and Charles Barkley.
Oh,
Is that them? I forget which station it is, but it's their halftime report is hilarious. It's fun. It's on one of those other networks. It's not even a sports network, but
I still remember ESPN. I'm not saying this is the way they are now, but my memory of ESPN is still just the place where I used to just go see like highlights of things.
Right, exactly.
No, you're right. Yep.
So there's other places now to go see that. So
there's so many options. I think. Yeah.
I don't think they're going to stay around for very long. I mean, I don't know what they do now. I mean, they do a lot of college games probably, but.
Yeah, I agree, Glenzer.
Oh, I forgot about.
I had it for a while, but yeah.
There were a lot of. I agree, Mr. There are a lot of personalities on ESPN that started doing more.
Really?
Moving away from sports into politics and whatever.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching it as it is, so it doesn't matter to me. But.
Yeah. Well, I saw this story a little bit before we came on, and it's kind of linked. Yeah. So, Amazon. I think it's going to be a bidding war, and if you like continue on with this story,
it's going to start. Streaming wars is going to continue.
Yeah. So it would mean Amazon would own the rights to several popular franchises, including James Bond, in the Rocky series.
Yep.
The deal could see Amazon spend between $7 and $10 billion in an effort to fold MGM into its large list of well-known properties into themselves, in a move that will no doubt bolster the company's already popular streaming platform, Amazon Prime Video. So, MGM has an epic library of over 4,000 titles, many of them recognizable in over 17,000 hours of television programming, including franchises like The Hobbit, Creed, the James Bond franchise, as well as popular TV shows like The Handmaid's Tale and Vikings. Should the deal go through with Amazon, we will likely end up with situations similar to that of Disney-Fox merger, which has since seen several high-profile projects, including the likes of Alien and Predator, go into production under the all-new umbrella. So
there's no new Alien in production.
I don't know what they're talking about.
There's a Predator happening, but there's no new Alien in production.
I don't know who was this story? Movie Web.
Yeah. Wow.
No, I guess they've been having. Yeah. So this is something to kind of keep an eye out for and see what kind of goes on with them. I mean, Amazon's going to own the world soon.
Between Amazon and Disney, yeah.
Yeah,
they're spending a lot. Like we talked last week about how it was $460 million for one season of Lord of the Rings or something like that.
Right. So I mean, like, what does that mean? I mean, Amazon has the money to you would think to continue with large projects.
Right.
It's not
and they'll just put it in their archive, and you can just watch it anytime. Amazon Prime.
Right. I have Amazon Prime.
I have it.
It's definitely worth it when you get free shipping on crap.
Yeah, if you like to get stuff shipped to your house.
Right. They have that incentive. It's not just.
It really does.
I'm still trying to support mom and pa shops. So,
I
scrutinize my dad when he orders like the most stupid things through Amazon. Like the box will be this big, and there'll be like one item in there like that.
I know.
And I'll pick up the box and I'm like, what the hell's in there? A pencil?
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like going down the street.
Now, my question is, if Amazon buys MGM, does that mean we'll get MGM movies in the theaters, or are we only getting them on streaming?
That's a good question. Yeah,
That's a good question.
Yeah.
You know, will we get James Bond movies in the theaters, or will it just be an streaming exclusives?
You'll have to go to the Prime movie theater where everything is robotic. You get your bucket of popcorn and it just comes out of a vending machine.
Let's find that story because I'm curious to talk about. Hey,
that's an interesting point.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Everybody's
Interesting.
I mean, going back to the movie.
Good luck to him if he can do it.
I would think they would bring the movies back to the theaters. I mean, I thought things are opening up really well, so I don't understand why they wouldn't. But there is a story related to.
Yeah, let me find. I don't have that one queued up.
Well, they were doing it to get people. They were also doing it to get people into the movie theaters during COVID because there wasn't much being produced, or a lot of productions halted for newer movies. So that's why they're releasing all the old. But if they keep that's interesting to find out if they're going to keep that same thing. Because people do want to see classic movies in the theater.
I
do.
Okay, so let me get that story up. Hang on, since we're
and it also lets young audiences see movies that they otherwise probably wouldn't be interested in seeing. The same thing with music. I mean, I'd like to see music being put out there more for a younger generation. I mean, God, I want to know, like 20 years from now, some kid's going to know who Bob Dylan is.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I doubt most kids today do know who Bob Dylan is.
No, they do. They do.
You'd be surprised, Stacey.
I don't know. So, like, we're talking about, seeing movies in the theater, and like, so I guess it was announced that, what was it? Okay. So after months of teetering precariously on the precipice, the final blow came on Thursday following Disney's announcement that Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings and Ryan Reynolds' action comedy Free Guy would screen in theaters for 45 days before landing on home entertainment. So they don't go on to say, though, if they'll remain in the theater once they're put on the streaming services, which I would assume that would be the case. I mean, I feel like, this article is kind of doom and gloom for theater releases, but if people are really excited to see a movie, within how many weeks of the movie being out do most people go see it? Probably within the first couple weekends, right? I mean,
right.
If they're really excited about it, yeah.
If it's going to make a lot of money, it's probably within the first couple weekends anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, if it packs a house, they always extend it. I mean,
right. No, but so I would assume that they would keep them in the theaters as well as streaming them, just like they did for Mortal Kombat and they did for, it was simultaneous. It wasn't even like they were in the theater first and then got streamed. They were at the same time, and people still went to see them in the limited number of theaters that were open. So I think, with this whole thing, I think the doom and gloom aspect of the idea that it's going to kill movie theaters is wrong. I mean, for instance, this Army of the Dead is coming out on Netflix Friday, but they released it last weekend in I think 400 something theaters, or maybe yes. And I went to see it there because why? Because it's a movie you want to see on the big screen. Like, I could have seen it for free at home, but I didn't want to see it for free at home. Same thing with Mortal Kombat. I could have watched it on HBO Max, but because I have it, but I wanted to see it on the big screen. And I think scary movies like The Conjuring, people are going to want to see in a theater. Black Widow, Space Jam, Suicide Squad, Shang-Chi. I think people are going to want to see those movies in the theater. Don't you? I mean, what do you guys think?
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, the model isn't going to be the same, but people still want to see, blockbusters in whatever form in a theater. I mean, they want their movies loud. They want them flashy.
And don't they want to get out of their goddamn houses? I mean, people want to get out of their house and do something, right? I mean, I'm seeing people out. I think people,
I mean, there's still an entire generation that thinks that this is the best way to watch a movie.
True, I suppose, yeah.
But there's still enough theater goers. I think it'll keep it going for a little while.
I mean, it just means that you're changing from you had theaters exclusively had it for 3 months. And now they want to just give it to them for 6 weeks, I guess.
I mean, and the story, the article goes on to talk about how it wasn't really, there was no set
number
Right,
of days.
It wasn't.
But it just seemed like it was like that amount of time. I don't think.
But you're right. Most people who go see it will want to go see it in the first couple of weeks anyways.
Sorry, I keep freezing up, guys. It sucks. I don't know what's wrong with my modem.
I'd like to see a statistic of what age groups in the next at least by the end of this year are going to the movies. I'd like to see if it's a younger generation, older, because I'm interested to see, are movies still relevant to a younger generation? That's it's all about their phones that could watch movies on their phone. So I'd be curious to see if they would do a statistic on that.
Yeah.
Because that would help a lot to show who is interested in going to the movies. Is it an age group? Is it I don't know. What's the demographic?
Right. And I think
this is a good point.
I think the next year and a half is the time will tell. I mean, I think I don't think we can really call it. I mean, I just know I love going to the movies. It's a whole immersive experience, and time will tell, right?
Yeah, and in some movies' cases, it's the entire theater going experience. You want to hoot and holler and make noises, and you want people to laugh along with the movie. It's just
right.
You in some cases you want to making comments at the screen. I saw Snakes on a Plane in the theater, and everybody was just screaming comments.
Awesome.
It was great.
Yeah, exactly.
Goddamn snakes!
I mean, this could just mean that you're just getting the movie streamed a little bit earlier than you were before, which might not affect going to theaters because the people who were going to go or have already gone by then. But then people who are definitely not going to go kind of just get to see it earlier at home. I mean, so
I guess
could be the best of both worlds, I guess.
It's all how it's framed, I guess, too. How people,
But it's also going out with your friends. Like, for instance, I know all of us have gone to an MCU movie. And it's just something to do. It's like we're going to get together and we're going to watch this movie together, and then afterwards we're going to talk about it in the parking lot until the street lights go off in the parking lot. It's just, I don't know. It's just meeting up with your friends, So maybe
it's a date, it's a date night, right? I mean,
right.
It's a play date. It's a play date.
Yeah. It's funny, now, sitting at home watching movies, but Comedy Central has a slogan thing going on, like movies with breaks. Like that's what they're calling commercials now. Like, oh, you don't have to pause the movie that you're watching. We have built-in breaks for you to watch. Like, it's their way of selling commercial breaks. It's pretty terrible and awesome at the same time.
If it works, man.
It's pretty funny. Movies with
it works.
Well, I know for Keith, it's all about the movie popcorn. So,
yeah.
As long as they keep popping the popcorn and putting that chemical butter on it, Keith's there. It's true. You got popcorn?
Yeah.
Wait, movie no popcorn? Can't go.
Yeah,
Can't
something seems wrong without that, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to switch gears a little bit, we can.
Well, you were talking about Army of the Dead, and I know Jude had some commentary on that.
Well, I could see it now. I'm not going to tell you how, but I ended up. I'm going to wait. But I also wanted to hear Stacy's review on it, so I wanted to see what.
I know I need to do an actual review, but yeah, it's worth seeing in the theater if you can see it in the theater. I'd say.
So if you gave it the go, then I'll probably go see it.
Of course. Zack Snyder wrote, directed it, and produced it. Like I didn't realize that.
But it's another zombie movie,
But it has a different origin story, and the zombies are a certain way, and it's kind
Hey guys, you want to watch a zombie movie? Hey guys, you want to watch a zombie movie? Hey guys, you want to watch a zombie movie?
I never liked zombies until I don't know, about 6 years ago, and I started watching The Walking Dead. Then I caught up, and then I just became a zombie fan. But that's a whole other
Read
thing.
World War Z. Read it. Don't watch the movie. Read World War Z.
I got the book on the audio.
Oh, you got the book on tape. Oh, excellent.
That audio production is phenomenal.
It's pretty awesome.
Oh, who narrates it? Anybody?
everybody
different
narrates
people.
it.
It's
There's
all
a bunch
different.
of it's different people.
It's
like,
so different than the movie. It's like not even close.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it has
it's
nothing
like
to do with that.
it's like retelling different stories that happened during the zombie apocalypse. And so you've got like Martin Scorsese, both Reiners, Carl and Rob.
Yep.
Alan Alda, Mark Hamill.
Alan Alda, yeah.
Wow, that is awesome.
It's pretty amazing.
I know you guys recommended it before, but
yeah,
It's
if you can find it
definitely worth it.
unabridged, you should definitely go for it. That's for a good zombie story.
It's really cool. I mean, for me, that's my favorite part of zombie stories is when it's the people. It's for me, normally it's less about the zombies and more about the humans and how they react to the situations and with each other. And, that's, I mean, the Army of the Dead, not so much. It's more about the zombies. But generally speaking, that's what I love. And that's why World War Z is pretty awesome.
Well, probably the most popular one that came recently is with the comic books and show was, Walking Dead. And after you get through the first, 5 or 6 issues, the main thing is about how the survivors interact with each other. The zombies are kind of like in the background.
Yeah.
They add some,
it's in the
It's so about that. And that, again, like that's what got me into zombies was watching The Walking Dead. Had been on for 4 or 5 seasons by the time I got to it. And I was like, oh my, I love the mental part of it, and, trying to figure out how people survive, It's pretty awesome. Like human nature.
Men are the real monsters.
Really? Seriously.
It's all about resources. If you have resources, that's it. And whether or not you're a good person to share those resources.
I agree.
Dude, don't you share this opinion?
Train to Busan is great.
Oh yeah, that's Train to Busan's good. And the other one, #Alive. That's really good. It's okay.
It was okay.
I liked it. It was I liked it.
It was okay.
The Korean, the South Korean zombie movies are really good, and you can see a bunch of them on Netflix. I think there's 3 of them. There's Train to Busan, #Alive, and then there's another one that's the second of Train to Busan, and I forgot the name of it.
Oh,
but it's not as good.
That one's out. It's I didn't know it was.
Yeah, it's not as good, but it's worth a watch.
Okay.
But they're killing it, and their zombies I love they're like kind of zombies.
See, that's the thing. That's like after a peninsula. Peninsula, that's what it's called. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Peninsula. I gotta write that down.
The zombies have this weird thing going on, and I love it. And they're really fast, and they kind of contort.
Fast zombies are the worst. I Am Legend. Those crazy zombies, and so now I'm kind of getting past just the human aspect of it. Like, what are the zombies like? Do they have any ability to think? Are they fast? Like what? And Army of the Dead has interesting zombies. I'm just saying.
The World War Z movie, I know it's not as good as the book, but that part where they're all scrambling to get over the wall. I mean,
that's
pretty terrifying. Yeah, like ants.
They know one zombie can get there if they just all pile on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking zombies are the worst when they're fast and they have the ability to figure stuff out. They're not just mindless.
The best
scary zombies.
28 Days Later. That movie came out a while ago.
Again,
that was the first movie to really do that with the smart zombies. But they were more infected, I guess. They were zombies, but they still kind of those were more vampire-ish, though. I think.
Jacob. Yeah.
Did you see 28 Days? Has anybody you've seen 28 Days Later?
And then I watched 28 weeks.
Time ago.
And then 28 weeks later was after that, and they're doing 28 years later.
Oh,
it's going to be coming out, I think. Yeah. It's so I love that. I love how you're seeing society and trying to rebuild society and all this other stuff, and it's so much more than just zombies. Zombie movies are usually so much more than that, and not always. Sometimes they're just gross and fun and scary, like Army of the Dead. It's very gross. Very gross. You like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And who doesn't love Dave Bautista? Like he's like just,
Yeah.
He's good. You got to go see it, Jude.
I'll probably go see it in the theater.
It's fun. It's fun. And some of the storyline is kind of meh, but like
but you're not there for the storyline. You're just there to see zombies get annihilated.
It's all about the zombies with this one.
And it's a heist movie, pretty much, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. It is a heist movie, yeah.
Right.
Cleanser,
So you got
yeah.
that element of a heist with zombies, and
Yeah.
Well, you got to have unusual takes on it because
Well, and also Netflix is going. They have a prequel in production. It might even be done now, because basically when you're watching in Army of the Dead, it's kind of like, it makes me think of the beginning of Zombieland. Remember, like the beginning of Zombieland where they're kind of just running through. It's like little scenes of like the zombies attacking people in different like. And then it flash forward to now, okay, we're living in this world of the zombies and, whatever. So it's kind of like that. So it kind of flashes through the zombie takeover, and it's a couple of years later. And they, so I forgot my point was, but yeah. Oh yeah. So you don't really see what the whole zombie attack for years and years, whatever happening. That's what the prequel does. It's kind of leads up to the movie. So that looks pretty interesting. There's some characters from the movie that are
the Walking Dead definitely ripped off the beginning scene. Daniel Boyd, is his name Daniel Boyle? Yeah. So the character the character in 28 Days Later, he woke up the same way as Rick Grimes woke up in a hospital.
Except he's naked.
Right. The only difference is I think that
it's Killian. What's his name? Killian, the guy from Peaky Blinders.
From Peaky Blinders. Yeah. I think he was a message courier, and he got hit by a car.
That's right.
And that's how he ended up in the hospital. And then, of course, Rick Grimes got shot.
I think it was an homage thing. I think the whole.
Yeah, I mean, from panel to movie, it's pretty much a ripoff. But really whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. I still enjoyed both of them, even though they,
I only recently watched 28 Days Later. I really liked it. It was really, really good.
I thought the third act was done very well, where they end up going into that little compound with those troops, and of course
Christopher Eccleston, Doctor Who.
Yeah. And they really find out the real motive later on of what the troops really
are
after.
Oh, yes.
And
have you
that
seen
was
it,
like,
Edson, have you seen 28 Days Later?
I have to watch it again because it was.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I just recently saw it within this last year. Oh, a long time ago.
It came out probably in 2000. I want to say 9, right?
I was somewhere. I was going to say 7, but probably something like that.
And
it holds as a zombie movie now. If you watch it now, which is it could be released today, and it would still hold. I want to say it's a while ago.
No.
You didn't say 2009.
2002.
2002, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I thought it was longer than
yeah.
Really? Don't say
and not that I'm not saying that you're wrong about the Walking Dead thing, but the opening scene was exactly taken from his comic Walking Dead. So if anything, the comic and I don't think it was one taking it. I don't think
it is so crazy how similar. I mean, it's real.
I'm not saying it didn't. It wasn't.
And whatever, I'm not judging it. They're both.
It was more like he wrote it in the comic first. I'm not sure he wrote it before the 28 Days Later or not, but that's the way it was taken from the comic. So that's the way it happened in the comic. So that's where it shows.
Did you read the Walking Dead the comics?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, really cool.
Yeah.
Well, they're really different. It strayed a lot, didn't the show stray?
October 2003 is when The Walking Dead first started.
Well, that's when the show first started, or the comic?
No, that's when the comic first started.
Okay.
So maybe, he was maybe a fan. Who knows?
Before he did Battle Pope, and then I think he did Walking Dead. Was it Battle Pope or something?
I don't remember Battle Pope.
Yeah, it was something Pope. He did a Pope series. It's called Battle Pope. Yeah, it was Robert Kirkman and Tony Moore. And Tony Moore did the first issues. He did he drew the first issues of The Walking Dead, and I liked his artwork better. I always thought his artwork was better, but I think he did all the covers up to number 10 or something. But
Dead Alive, I've never seen that.
I haven't seen that either.
I think it's a Peter Jackson movie.
Is it? Cemetery Man sounds familiar. I've heard of that. I think.
God, we gotta do a zombie stream now, right?
We should do a zombies. I could get into that.
We just gotta start recommending zombie movies. We all have to watch them.
I know.
Yeah, it's a Peter Jackson movie.
Okay, it sounds like I've heard of the title before, but oops, that's what I meant to do. Sorry, my screen keeps freezing up, you guys.
Now you're freezing. I'm flickering.
Can you hear me at least?
Normal. Oh yeah,
you can hear me. Okay. Okay. So it's just like I try not to make really stupid faces so I don't get stuck like that.
Oh come on, make really stupid faces.
I'll just smile. Smiling's my favorite.
Just smile like that the whole time.
Smile. This cute
So when you freeze, there you go. Hi, I'm Stacy.
Didn't she say something about Doctor Who? Let's just.
Oh yeah, John Barrowman. God damn it.
Your friend.
But this article brings somebody else into it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A new round of cancellation after tales of him indecently exposed. He loves to,
Yeah, he used to just whip it out, just to be funny.
He likes to be naked.
Yeah, and Noel Clark would make inappropriate comments, so he's canceled. John Barrowman was going to be in a new immersive Doctor Who exhibit, and they took him out. Apparently, he already had apologized like years ago for this, and nobody said that they felt threatened. It was just kind of like a bad taste joke. So yeah, and I realized what I said.
I get that he apologized, but it's like, who does this stuff at the work?
I know. I mean, I guess if no one really puts up a big fuss about it, they're just going to keep doing it. If people are just like kind of rolling their eyes and like going on with it, like I can see why. He's weird. I guess like it's his thing.
Everybody liked him. That's the thing.
So they overlooked.
Like, there goes John again.
Yeah. No one kicked this. They probably maybe some of them liked it. Who knows? I mean, obviously some didn't. Yeah. I mean, he denies any sexual misconduct or wrongdoing, and he says like, okay, so.
This is a different guy. This isn't
Clark.
Noel Clark. Noel Clark.
Yeah. He
was now caught into that web.
Yep. So who did he like?
Oh, he said a lot of inappropriate things, and
his was more like language.
Yeah, he was definitely much more aggressive about his commentary, and apparently he was very forward with some of his female co-stars and people behind the scenes.
Right. Okay. So this article kind of more talks about him and
this article kind of goes back and forth between John Barrowman and Noel Clark.
Yeah, like you said, he'd take his junk out, and
When was he in Doctor Who? Is this like allegations made from a long time ago?
Yeah, back when the show started, I want to say 2005.
Oh, all right, okay.
He was doing this, and then David Tennant took over, and then all this tomfoolery stopped.
Good.
Okay.
I mean, is this an impulse thing, or is he thinking about it before when he gets up in the morning? I mean, come on.
He probably just. I mean, like this is like one woman's account. He'd just sort of have his balls hanging out of his trousers or something, which he thought was really funny. She also recounting an incident in which the actor was seen slapping his genitalia on the window of her car, thinking it was really funny. Yeah, another woman told a news outlet sometimes he'd call me into his dressing room and I would knock on the door and he'd say, "Oh, look at this," and he'd just have his willy out standing in the doorway. I was kind of accepted that it was his thing. It was his
Silence
thing.
of the Lambs. Look at the blood.
I know they don't really like say like, oh, so it was accepted as part of the set. Yeah, he was reprimanded for an incident in 2008.
How do you even you can get arrested for that? I don't understand how you get reprimanded for that.
It's England.
Yeah.
You think
different sensibilities?
English people are more uptight than we
He's
are,
also he's also gay, so different sensibility. Not that I'm saying it, all gay people are going to whip out their junk, but
I think
I'm sure that means that he wasn't threatening because like, oh, he doesn't mean it in a sexual way towards me. He's
right. He
just
thinks he's
funny.
being funny. Right. The one scandal they didn't need.
Yeah. But yeah, they took him out of the immersive exhibit. So
Okay. Yeah. This is like all from, it seems like quite a long time ago that they're really.
yeah, he apologized back in 2008, but apparently it's a thing now again. So
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? I mean, what's up with that?
Happening all around. Everybody going into the back.
Yeah, apologies don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be one thing if like he was reprimanded back then and then just kept continuing to do it. You know?
Exactly. But he stopped after Tenet kind of said, no, this isn't cool, and then he got reprimanded in by the BBC. So he clearly stopped. But why is it a thing again?
Yeah, it's just funny. Like, yeah, that's the curious thing, I think, at this point, right?
I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing. It's like
It's just the way things are right now. It's like people just going into that's why a lot of times you go for an interview for a job, and the first thing that they do is look in your history, your social media history.
Right.
All bets are off.
I guess. I mean, it just seems a little.
I know.
Kind of out of the blue,
Is it, when you said he got taken out of the immersive experience? Did that just happen? Like,
yeah, that just recently happened. They
So
were
meaning that they put some new exhibit up lately or something? Or?
Yeah, they're putting something together, and he was going to be part of it, but they took him out.
Kind of triggered probably someone to go back. Well, we probably don't want this person associated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because this is in the news again. We got to take him out.
Or is it because he the exhibit was coming out that it got brought back up, and then they what I'm saying?
It's because it's back in the news.
Okay.
It's because it's back in the news and it's on everybody's mind.
So
well, we got to take it out because nobody's going to look at him as his character. They're going to look at him as the guy that takes his wang out.
For sure.
I mean, as long as I mean,
yeah,
it's kind of, I don't know.
Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody.
Yikes.
Terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
Sadly,
sorry.
I'll be here all night. Sorry.
Well, since you're talking about music, let's get back to the story of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You wanna?
Oh, right.
Where are we? Here we go. Heyo. Foo Fighters are welcome into the class of 2021.
But Iron Maiden isn't.
It goes in waves. I mean, granted, you might not think Carole King should be in it because she's not rock and roll, but she's been around for a million years. So, it doesn't go in order, obviously, right? It doesn't mean any of those people won't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame next year or 5 years or 10 years from now, right?
Right.
So it's Foo Fighters, the Go-Go's, Jay-Z, Carole King, yes. Tundra Ogren, yes. Tina Turner, yes.
Musical Excellence Awards.
Kraftwerk, definitely.
I don't even know who that is.
Kraftwerk was like a early like techno synthesizer. I think they were more avant-garde-ish though. Like
I've never even heard of them.
Kind of like I can't really compare them to like a Devo, but like I don't know. Kind of like a new wave, I guess. Not even maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Early new wave.
So are you happy with the induction of these people, generally speaking?
Yeah, I mean, Tina Turner's a classic.
Carole King. Yeah.
The Go-Go's. We got the beat, right? We got,
yeah, there you go.
Jay-Z, I don't know. I'm not a huge rap fan. Foo Fighters, definitely. I mean, David Grohl
didn't make it. They didn't make the cut.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, David Grohl right now is the forefront of rock and roll music right now, or at least modern rock and roll.
So do you know how this works? Like, so people are nominated and then a certain number of them are chosen for this year's, because like you say, like Iron Maiden was one of the nominees. and so was Rage Against the Machines, and he obviously didn't make it.
I really don't know how it works. I mean, it's not a I mean, I don't really know how it works. I haven't really looked into it enough, but
Yeah.
I don't know why Iron Maiden's not in it. There's a bias for some odd reason against Iron Maiden. I mean, they're a very influential metal band. There's a lot of bands that came later on, I would say, in the late 80s and 90s that were influenced by Iron Maiden and like Black Sabbath. Those are like the two names, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, you know?
I agree. Pat Benatar, that was my first full-length album, Pat Benatar, when I was a kid. Yeah, I don't know how. That's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of, I don't know. Whatever. Have you ever been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? It is pretty cool.
I have not. It's on my list, but
I mean, I guess it should be called the Music Hall of Fame, like everybody says.
It should be called the Music Hall of Fame. I really think it should be, because when you say rock and roll, that's like one genre of music.
It is. There's but it's a museum. It's a museum, and it's has its different sections and exhibits and whatever.
I mean, granted,
Dionne Warwick is not rock and roll.
Right. I wouldn't think Carole King is either. But...
No, she's folk.
But everything's influenced.
I
everything.
like her. I'm just saying.
I mean, I love Carole King, absolutely.
Right, but everything's been influenced and eventually became rock and roll. Like it's R&B, early R&B, soul music. That
right.
all
so
that music.
That's probably what when you're thinking the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is, maybe like kind of like the idea of modern music. It's kind of like a generic term, like referencing all modern music from, whenever they started it to, I don't know.
Well, you could say rap music. They take samples from rock and roll music. I guess you could. That's how you could sort of incorporate it. Like,
I guess.
Most beats, well, not now, but back in the early days, were stolen from classic beats from rock songs. So they just spun the same intro to a song over and over again. So I don't know. It's like that's a whole topic, but
yeah. So there's that bit of information. Foo Fighters got in. You're happy with that, though, right? Is Nirvana in there? Have they been?
I think they are. Yeah.
I know Pearl Jam is. A couple of years ago, they got inducted.
I think these are the last existing bands that are keeping rock and roll alive. Once this is over, who knows what's going to happen? Because I don't really. Besides, like, what is it? 21 Pilots. Is that the name of the band?
There is a band called 21 Pilots. That's
21 Pilots. I thought so. They're probably the only band I know of that I like or I've heard recently that feels a little bit more rock and roll-ish.
Have you listened to Rival Sons?
No.
Oh, give them a listen.
I mean, there's nothing on Spotify that alerts me to anything that's new as far as rock and roll. I try hard. If you like
good rock, they're outstanding. They're a band from California. So good. They have you just gotta listen to them. That's real rock music, real amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome live band.
I think I missed that whole entire thing where you go to a music store back in the day and you met up with people that had similar tastes in music as you did.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like when you went to a Blockbuster and you asked the person who worked there, what's a good movie? What should I be watching? And now you don't have that. Like you can go on Spotify and Spotify will recommend stuff, but it's not the same,
Right.
It's
right.
You don't have that experience where somebody's saying, "Oh, check out this new band," like you just said.
Yeah.
And I miss that in a way because now I just go on Spotify and I'm like rock and roll and nothing really comes up or anything like that, metal, rock and roll, alternative. And I get the same old shit from what I used to listen to in the 90s.
I hear you.
It's like, okay, well, I know that stuff, What
happened in 1985, Mr. Londo?
Yeah.
The day that music died.
Is that when,
that's when he's
after a prolonged illness?
There's some really great music out there. I wish you would give other stuff a chance besides rock music. Like blues. Yeah.
Right. But also there's no more radio shows that promote music. You're like
These guys just came out with a new album last week. What do you mean?
Not a big Black Keys fan.
Old Black Keys, the beginning.
I'll
Black
try.
Keys, Rubber Factory. This is like kind of like it's harkening back to their beginning days when they weren't overproduced and it was just crunchy, raw, bluesy, amazing.
I love how you bought it on vinyl too. You're like,
yeah. Well, I listened to it on Spotify, but I have to have the vinyl now. So we are the world. We are the world. We are the children. Thanks, guys, for like clarifying that for us. That's important. There is good music out there. You just got to give it a chance, man. I'm telling you.
If you want to listen to good music, hit up Stacy. There you go.
I have great taste in music. Just
there
saying.
you go.
And she's humble about it too.
I have a vast array of music that I listen to. Take some way back into the blues. Oh my God, Gary Clark Jr. Please, oh my God, listen to Gary Clark Jr. Please spend some time with him. I've seen him live 4 times, and oh my God, this man epitomizes blues and guitar, and he oozes awesome coolness. He's from Austin. He's an Austin boy. He's amazing.
Austin has a good music scene.
Hey, my mom, don't bring my mom into this, okay?
Yeah,
she has nothing to do with this. I'm not the Stacy's mom, whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
So someone did, and this is off topic, but it's on topic, but
some little girls just made fun of my name the other day. I picked up some stuff from Chick-fil-A, and the lady called my name, and these girls go, oh, Stacy's mom. Like, I'm not Stacey's
like the song,
mom.
Stacy's mom. Got it going on.
Oh, my
God.
God.
That's the song we're referencing.
Yes. They got so excited about the fact they called my name, and they could, like, laugh because they must have heard of the song recently. I don't know. They were, like, 20 years old.
So there is a site that someone told me to go to called vinylmeplease.com, and I know it's a weird website name, but it's a club that you go on, and then I think it's like if you sign up, they'll send you stuff that you write down what you like, and then they'll send you stuff of vinyl of interest. So and they're supposed to be like audio files, like these people are supposed to be nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And if you subscribe to this club, you get like the vinyl, you get like different colored vinyl and stuff, like their exclusive limited edition vinyl. So I might check this out. It's probably like a subscription you sign up to. And it's called Vinyl Me Please.
Okay.
But anyway.
All right, cool, man. I like listening to new stuff, but I yeah. That's what's good having a 19-year-old in the house. I kind of get exposed to stuff I might not have I would not have listened to, otherwise. So
you have a point.
Yes, that's very nice. And I'm open to listening to it. I'm not like, stuck in my ways like some people, Jude.
Listen, I mean, I think vinyl got a boost tonight. One of my favorite things to do now is to actually go on and see album or music reactions. You got these kids that will listen to Dark Side of the Moon,
okay.
and they'll do a reaction while they're playing a song, and it's just funny because they're just so blown away by this. And they're like, "Oh my God, how did I not even know this was out there?" And
like this, I got it for free because I spent money on some new stuff. Some old Pearl Bailey, some blues, man.
God, look at her.
Like another one I got free. There's like this amazing Duke Ellington and his orchestra from the Newport Jazz Festival in 1958. It's so good, and I got it for free. The guy gave it to me for free at the record shop. Like seriously, the old stuff's fun.
Yeah,
dig it, man.
And we got quite a few ideas for. We got a zombie one going on, and we have a classic music going on. It's like,
oh yeah, stuck in the 80s. 80s is fun to get. I was jamming out some Hall & Oates the other day. I stuck on like
I love
80s.
Hall & Oates.
Yeah,
I love Hall & Oates.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Hall & Oates.
Very cool.
Hall & Oates is good working music. If when I was working from home, I'd put Hall & Oates on, and they'd be on heavy rotation all day while I was working, and it just always just got you in a good mood. No, it does, because they're just kind of like.
No, I just like.
Who was like that? The Transformers movie. The kids today.
I guess.
No.
Go on YouTube and there's reaction videos. It's hilarious. You get these kids that get together and they're like, "Oh, my dad's into this," and then they listen to it and they're like, "Oh my god!" And it's just funny. There's a shitload of reaction videos out there.
It's fun. That's one of the best things about being a parent is influencing your kids' musical.
They think it's automatically lame because you're used to listen to it or you are listening to it.
It's funny because so my son's 19 and he's not recently, but like after a while, he's been like into like Radiohead. And when he was a little guy, I had OK Computer on like heavy rotation in my house, and it's just like familiar to him. And now he's like really found Radiohead and has a fine appreciation for Radiohead. You know.
Well, even if you want to become a musician, listen to this stuff, because I don't know what you would listen to now if you were to become a guitarist or competent guitarist. I mean, not a bad way, but just in general, like if you want to be a drummer or something, you're going to listen to the classic stuff, you know?
I mean, everything's influenced by everything though, you know?
True. But if you listen to Neil Peart, as opposed to something that's out today, that's probably made on a computer, you could go Neil Peart all the way, you know?
I'm sure. Freddie Mercury reaction videos. Just get rid of it.
There is a bunch of Freddie Mercury reaction videos. They're hilarious.
What? So like it's like people seeing him for the first time? Like
never hearing Freddie Mercury before.
Okay.
Like look, there's a whole reaction of him at Live Aid, and like people will be like, "Oh, my friend's never seen this video of Freddie Mercury singing at Live Aid," and then they do the whole reaction of it. And after it's done with, the kids just like, "Oh my god!" You know?
Really? That's funny.
Or parents will do it with their kids. They'll do like, "Oh, today my son's here and I'm going to show him the Live Aid, concert." And then, after it's done with, the dad or mom's always like, "I told you so," "I told you so."
Gotcha.
So they're fun. There's a shitload of them on YouTube.
All right. So let's take this in another direction. The Batman. Is this you, Edson? Is this one of your
it wasn't,
contributions?
I liked it.
Yeah.
Maybe Keith brought that in here.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I'm using his. So the leaked images from the Batman of the Hot Wheels Batmobile.
Have you heard about this?
I have not. Tell me.
To the toys, but.
So the Twitter. Okay, so have they leaked? Should we go all the way down? Are there pictures?
It's like that's what we're here for. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's pretty
interesting.
Cool looking. No, do we like this? I don't know.
I'm not sure yet.
I mean, it doesn't really look like the Batmobile. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like a generic muscle car.
It kind of looks like a Mustang
or a Nova. You guys remember Novas?
Yeah, my mom had a Nova.
Yeah.
It was very roundy in the back, though.
I mean, if they do a good car chase with it.
Okay, so that's from the movie.
I actually like the look of a classic muscle car Batmobile. I think it's kind of cool. I definitely think I like that.
Looks powered. Very powered.
So
high powered.
Was it saying that these are on sale now, or was it just leaked?
Let's go back up.
With the,
I think it's just the images.
The picture. Okay, the pictures were leaked. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
More leaked images have hit the net, along with promotional art featuring Robert Pattinson in the cape and cowl.
Okay.
So it was a Twitter user. Hot Wheels, the Lego Batman pics are already out there. I think we're bound to see some Lego sets, etc., get leaked or released too.
It does say based on a 70s muscle car. There you go. You guys got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they do a nice car chase sequence with it,
right?
I suppose.
Yeah, there's a fine line for me between a good and bad car chase.
Right. I'm with you, Edson.
So this would be like a James Bond kind of thing where everything's kind of hidden and you don't know it's there. Like something pops out and.
Right.
If
Not
it has
all
the
obvious.
gadgets.
Yeah.
Right. Who knows? You can't really tell, right? I mean, the car looks pretty cool.
That's a good question, Six.
Oh.
What'd you say? Oh, stop it. There's no way she hooked up with him. I just can't believe it's true.
Patterson says, I can't drive standard. I have to have it in automatic.
Probably true. It was probably driven with a remote control.
You're probably right.
Does it have a backup camera?
Oh, it's got a backup.
If you're going to do his voice, you have to do the English accent.
Does it have 2 cup holders? I need to put my frappuccino in the.
That's your English accent right there. Yeah.
I can't do it. If I tried, you guys, it would be a joke. Terrible. I don't want to do it.
I mean, the Batmobile is fully automatic, as in he doesn't have to drive it at times.
That's true.
It's controlled by Alfred from the Batmobile from the Batmobile too. So
that's true. Yeah.
You're
giving him an out, Edson. You're giving him an out.
Well, the movie's supposed to be like early days, so I don't think it's going to have. I don't think it's going to have a lot of gadgetry and a lot of things popping out.
His first year, right? He's starting out, so
yeah, like year 1 or year 2 or
something. So everything's really primitive, probably at that point, right?
Right.
Okay, that.
I mean, it looks like he's wearing hockey pads.
Okay. No, we probably
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
It probably won't have lots of gadgets and stuff on it yet, then. That would make sense, though. Right?
Hopefully he'll have some.
Kristen Stewart.
Well, I mean, he should probably have some, but like it's not going to be as technologically advanced as, what we're used to probably, right?
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart always looks like she's going to puke. I don't know why. She's got resting bitch face, and she always looks like she's going to throw up.
Yeah. She's kind of a one-note actor. Or like she smelled a fart or something, Like she kind of always was like,
wow.
Like she's not.
I haven't really seen that much of her. So.
Good.
Yeah. She always looks a little like maybe her stomach's upset or something. I don't know.
She looks like she's going to puke all the time. She looks like she's just like got off an airplane or she got off a boat and she's like, that she's going to fucking vomit.
I don't know. It kind of carries over into like pretty much every other performance. But maybe you can blame the Twilight dialogue. Well, that sounds good.
I just think they should bring Ben Affleck back. I mean, he can get some hair from, or what is that? Just for Men. Put it in his hair, and he'll be fine. You'll think he's a young guy.
Well, Warner doesn't do anything with the Snyderverse and Ben Affleck, but AT&T apparently. They like him, so
I think they're trying to bring him back in a different.
Yeah, I like his Batman. I really do.
Yeah, I didn't like it until the end of the new Justice League. To be honest with you, he wasn't cutting it for me as Batman. But except for that last scene, I felt like I could see a glimmer of Bruce Wayne in him. But that's just me. Let's take it to another direction. Oh,
is Keith still in a parking lot?
I have not heard from him at all yet.
No, I haven't heard from him, but hope he's not still there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, is this you? Is this you, Edson?
Not, but I did read it, and it's pretty interesting. That
I hadn't seen this one yet, so if you want to take the lead on this.
It's like
Roblox. Roblox.
Yeah, it's like a game. I'm trying to think. So Roblox is the game, right? No one's played it yet.
No.
So they went out of their way to say that we don't want to call it a game. We want to call it like an experience. It was a different term, but like an experience, like more than a game, or it's not just
like a lifestyle. It's not a game; it's a lifestyle.
Well, yeah, something like that. Yeah, because there's like this thing with Apple and I forgot what game it was. It's in here. This article.
Is it down?
Where they're going back and forth, where they don't want the game to have its own way of making money because it's gaming and they're trying to put like a stop to it. But in this case with Roblox, by not calling it a game, that means they're hoping to open the door for them to like kind of have this online way of making money off of it. You know how they.
Gotcha. So
okay.
yeah, so it's if it's classified as a game, you have to do certain things in order to make
Right.
money off of it. If it's not a game, then you're open to
Well,
a
they're
lot more.
trying to call it is a game, but they're trying to call it. I gotta look at it again. What was the word that they said? It was something like
It says
experience.
removing all mention of the word game at exactly this moment would be.
There was another term that they used.
I don't know. Was it?
They said they're calling it an app.
Well, right, because just by taking the game, the word game.
Experience.
Experience. There it is. Yeah. Right.
Where every mention of game has been replaced with
Right.
experience.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah, right here.
They don't want to hit the same.
Because of like Fortnite, because of what happened with Fortnite. Gotcha. Is this
because Epic, who made Fortnite, is trying to also prove that it's more than just a game.
Gotcha.
And Apple is fighting them, and apparently it's like a court battle to figure out. So now,
right, because of I
guess Roblox is trying to, or the people who made Roblox is trying to get ahead of the game to try to prevent it from happening. Sorry.
Yeah. So the big issue, because like what they're saying with the thing with Epic and Apple attempt to prove Fortnite is more than just a game.
Right.
By being classified as a game, it has been subject to Apple Store restrictions, like Epic not being allowed to operate its own in-game store. Okay.
Right.
So it's a matter of money
But if
and
you
control.
call it an app, like there's a lot of apps that have their own.
Right. That's
so. It's just coincidence. It's like
it's a little semantics.
It's ironic that they're like, oh, we don't want to call it a game, but we want an experience, and then it's like, well, we know why.
Gotcha. Oh, that's interesting.
I'll be honest with you, I hadn't heard of this game before, but it was an interesting article though.
Okay. Your audio is not good.
Well, mine. Okay.
You drink out of a little cup. You gotta hold Twinkie.
Why is your drink so small?
His hand is huge.
That's how they serve beers in Spain. My husband ordered beer. It was like this big.
I got this beer glass. Free
it's not that small.
That's what she said. Anyway,
yeah, right. Who did she say that to?
I don't know. I just been using it for some reason. It's just enough liquid.
It's a shot of beer.
Yes.
You don't feel as bad. You just keep filling it up and you don't feel as bad.
I'm drinking a pink pineapple sour ale.
Ugh, sour.
Evil Twin Brewing. It's really good.
No. Yeah, no, thank you.
Try a sour ale. It's good.
Edson, is there anything specific that you wanted me to bring up?
Let's look.
I have one. Let's bring this up.
Are we out of stories?
No.
Oh, goodness, no.
Oh, let's get echo there.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, you are echoey,
you
sir.
are super echoey, bud.
Okay.
That's better.
Trying to adjust it so that I'm not loud enough out there.
I hear you
sound good.
now.
You sound good now. As long as you keep the mic a little bit closer to your.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, did you bring this article to the story?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Jude, you're the GI
yeah,
Joe.
I was really hoping Keith would be here, but okay.
We don't have to talk about this one. We can talk about something else.
I'm nuts over GI Joe. I'm just never nuts over any of their movies, unless I haven't seen the last. I don't know. Was there two of them with the one with the Rock in it?
Yeah, there was two.
They're just fucking horrendous.
Yeah, but this looks totally different, and it's an
Snake Eyes supposed to not have a face.
Right.
I know, but it's an origin story, so it's kind of like,
I would hope he gets his face blown off before the end of the movie.
Oh, but he's so cute. No.
So you're right. It is an origin, and he gets disfigured sometime after this. I get it, but there's also the issue of, and usually I don't make a big deal out of this because there's no big reason for it, but he's supposed to be, he's supposed to be a white guy, blonde, blue eyes.
Oh, really?
And there's a specific reason why his creator, who was Asian, by the way, Larry Hama, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, purposely made him a white guy just to make, because then he gets immersed into the Japanese culture and he gets in this clan and he's competitive with Storm Shadow, and it becomes like this hostility. Like he himself is not hostile, but Storm Shadow becomes hostile towards him because here's this Westerner coming into this my clan, my uncle's clan, and showing himself off, and he gets and it's the cause of like the issues between the two of them. So there's a specific reason why he should be the white guy in this case. That's why I have a problem with this.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So obviously they're going to have a totally different, conflict going on.
Right. Maybe they're brothers. I don't know. In this case, I don't know.
Or one guy thought he should have the power and control, and it doesn't go to him. Storm Shadow.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the problem is or what the conflict is.
Yeah, I mean, I with Snake Eyes. I mean, back in the, this probably is represents this. This is probably represented in the comic book, right, Edson?
Yes. Yep.
Right. I mean, when I was a kid, of course, I watched the TV show, and I don't know, Snake Eyes to me, just the whole mystery behind him was the best part about Snake Eyes. It was like Boba Fett. We didn't want to know.
Right.
Because he was mysterious. Because he was mysterious, that's what made him cool, and that's the reason why you wanted to get his action figure off the pegs first, because Snake Eyes was just this badass. He didn't speak; he just kind of nodded his head in the cartoon.
That's right.
Right, because the accident that got his face partially, but also interfered with his vocal cords, so he wasn't. He's also silent.
And I think originally, when he was designed as an action figure, he wasn't supposed to be a ninja. He was supposed to be just like some special ops kind of character or action figure. I don't think.
Oh, really?
I don't think.
It was. Yeah, he was. The only reason he was cool is because he was all black.
Right.
They put no paint apps on him. He was just all black plastic.
Right.
Oh, okay. But they did make them all black, is what you're saying.
Right. In the first release, the first release of Snake Eyes, and then the second release, they released him with his wolf, Timber Wolf, or whatever. Timber.
And the visor.
Timber.
Whatever
Timbers, I think, is his wolf. And then they gave him a samurai sword, and he had an Uzi. So he had an Uzi, a samurai sword, and a wolf. And all of a sudden, it was like, oh, I guess he's a ninja.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know where
they probably did that because of the comic.
Well, no, right, because in the comic he does have extensive martial arts training. He goes to Japan and he becomes part of this clan where Storm Shadow is part of too, where he gets trained. And even it gets to a point where the clan leader, who's Storm Shadow's uncle, actually favors him over his own nephew, which is the source of the conflict between the two of them.
Well, right here, like if you see, like in the article, it's kind of giving an overview of where the conflict comes from. It's saying that Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe origin star Henry Goulding as Snake Eyes, a tenacious loner who was welcomed into an ancient Japanese clan called the Arashikage. I don't know. After saving the life of their heir apparent. It continues upon arrival in Japan. The Arashikage.
Yeah.
Teach Snake Eyes the ways of the ninja warrior while also providing something he's been longing for, a home. Right. But when secrets from his past are revealed, Snake Eyes' honor and allegiance will be tested, even if that means losing the trust of those closest to him.
Yeah.
So there you go. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, it's just not what I'm.
It's not what you're. Yeah, I got you.
I'm used to seeing him in a certain.
Right.
It is an origin story, like you said.
But like you said, you know what the original origin story is, and it's very different. So
I'm always skeptical about watching movies based off of action figures. That's my problem.
Yeah.
I go into it completely jaded.
So
off the bat.
Did the action figures come before the cartoon? Like there were cartoons in the 80s.
Yeah, the action figures came first. Basically, it was Hasbro trying to cash in on the G.I. Joe on the Star Wars craze of having the smaller figures, and they're like, well, what do we got?
Okay.
Oh, we got G.I. Joe, which was these 12-inch figures. So they hired Marvel Comics to make backstories for all the figures, and so this way they could sell vehicles as well, which is what Star Wars was doing.
Okay.
And then Marvel made the comic book, and in order to sell the comic book, they did animated commercials, which were doing really well. So they made the cartoon out of the commercials for the comic book.
Okay, so like I remember, like G.I. Joe is really old, right? Like the big figures. Was there anything connected to that before they went through Marvel, and Marvel came up with a comic, and then they made it into a show? Like what, or were they just the figures? Like G.I. Joe was just
they were just figures, but I mean, like they had the Frogman, they had the astronaut, they had they had different types of. They were basically trying to make a Barbie for boys.
Got you. Yeah, okay.
But
so Snake Eyes came out of like that later on once they decided.
He was the commando.
Okay, yeah.
Right. He was in the first line. Right.
Yeah, he was the one that they tried to save money by not giving him any paint apps, which made him really cool. And the cartoon made it so that he didn't talk.
Okay.
And what was really good about G.I. Joe when they first were released in their smaller size was that they were a lot more articulated than any other action figure that was out.
Yeah.
They had a lot of an articulation. You can move their arms and like you can move their forearms, and you didn't see that in any action figure back in the day. All the Star Wars figures only had 4 points of articulation?
5 points.
Or 5 points. That's right, their head moved back and forth. And then when G.I. Joe was released, that was revolutionary for a kid, because you could get them in action poses,
Right.
I think the bigger figures you could do a lot with too, but
the 12-inch ones were incredibly posable, and so that's they wanted to carry that over into the small ones because that was part of the allure of G.I. Joe.
And I don't think the older figures had any like enemies. I think it wasn't until the newer line of figures that came out that Cobra was presented, and all of a sudden now G.I. Joe had a nemesis, or they had an evil, to fight.
Exactly. Yeah, that was for the smaller figures.
Yeah, 3 3/4, right, or whatever they call it, 3 1/4.
And then they gave them all these characters' backgrounds, and as soon as they
And it's funny because each G.I. Joe came with when you bought it, you turned it around and there was a file card you can cut out, and each file card had their name, where they were from, and then a little story on them. A little.
So will you go see it, Edson?
I don't know. I guess I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah.
Again,
I don't want to be put into this bucket where it's just because they're different from. We talked about how a lot of movies are different from the source material, and things don't have to be adapted in exactly the same way. I don't want to just put that down just because of that, but when there's specific reasons that he was that way, and then they go and change it for, I wasn't so far. I can't tell why you would have to change him that way. Then I'm like, well, why are you doing it? If you're doing it because of a certain part of the story, but it doesn't seem like they're doing it because of that, and they're gonna kind of ruin the original story. So
I hear you. Did you watch the trailer?
Yes.
What did you think of the trailer?
Oh, it was okay.
The fighting looks pretty good.
Yes, that's true. It is kind of ironic. It's like, is this supposed to come like around the time Shang-Chi is coming out too? It's like they're kind of.
Yeah, I was noticing that too. It was almost as if it was in competition with it.
Well, Shang-Chi comes out in September. I know. Yeah. Okay. It's funny because I've been watching Kim's Convenience. Have you watched that yet? It's like on Netflix. It's a Canadian show. But I was like, oh, the guy looks he looks a lot like the guy that's at Shang-Chi. I was like, oh my God, looks like Jung from Kim's Convenience. And it is. It's him. He's whatever. Yeah, Shang-Chi. That looks really good. I mean, we haven't talked about that yet, have we?
Yeah, and how it's not going over to China, or very, very likely not going over to China.
I don't know. Maybe.
That's speculation right now, right?
Yeah, that and the Eternals are very likely not going to go over to China, which is the biggest market on the planet.
Right. Well, I did want to point out, just related to this before we move on, that there have been other G.I. Joe live-action movies made too.
Yeah, there were 2 of them.
So Snake Eyes has been played by other.
Just by Ray Park.
Yeah, what is Gunzer speaking of? Nick Cage and Gary Sinise?
That had nothing to do with G.I. Joe.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't sure about that. Okay.
But yeah, Ray Park
really
played
good
him.
at martial arts.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and they had wasn't Channing Tatum in the G.I. Joe?
Yeah, he was in the first one, and then he got killed off in the second one.
That's right.
Spoilers.
I saw. But yeah, they've been out long enough. If you haven't seen it. Yeah, Pete's earning his name tonight.
Yeah.
Did you like those G.I. Joe movies? Or were they anything like any kind of story?
They're not that good.
They just had, they took a lot of elements from them, but just made their own story. Yeah.
Okay.
And they put The Rock in the second one, thinking if they put him in there that they would probably get people to watch it. But again, it's one of those things like, oh, we'll get somebody that people are going to watch the movie because that person's in it. If that's the route you're going to take, then you know it's not going to be that good.
Pretty much said, we don't know if the story's going to be any good, so we'll just throw.
Yeah, but The Rock's in it. I don't know. Again, like I tried watching the first Transformer movie, and after that I was done.
After the first one?
After the first one, yeah, I couldn't do it.
Oh,
I felt like you needed to take Adderall to watch them. There was just too much going on.
I liked them all up into the Mark Wahlberg.
Everything's like all over the place. You're just like, whoa,
You're
okay,
welcome.
Michael Bay, you're killing it for me. So
I don't.
Yes, Bruce Willis was in the second.
That's right. Bruce Willis was in
Call
it.
Me Joe.
I don't even remember. I think I saw the second one. They're not even in my mind anymore. They're gone.
Did he play Hawk or Duke? He probably played Hawk.
He played Joe.
Oh, he just played
General
Joe?
Hawk was played. Yeah. Call Me Joe. He's the reason they're called G.I. Joes.
Oh God.
Yeah, General Hawk was played by. I couldn't tell you. The guy from Inner Space.
Oh, holy shit! The guy from Inner Space. I had to look that up.
Dennis Quaid.
Yes, Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid played General Hawk.
I have to see Inner Space again. That's a good movie.
That is a good movie.
It is a good movie.
You just digested the bad guy.
Oh wow!
Right.
That's like a
Martin Short's in that, right?
Yes,
He's
he is.
in that. He's actually really funny in that.
Well, he's funny in just about everything.
Yeah.
Because he's a comedian, you see.
That usually works out well.
Just most of the time, yeah.
So where do you want to head, Edson? I'll let you.
Oh, Meg Ryan's in that too.
Yep.
Do you have stuff you want to pull up yourself, or do you want me to?
Keith's looking like he's going to be home in about 15 minutes.
That's why I got sidetracked because I saw.
Yeah, we were saving some of the comic stories for when Keith showed up, because you and Edson and Keith have been doing more comic books than I have. And
there's the Billy Crystal story.
Yeah, I'll bring that one up. I think it's just kind of reiterating what a lot of people.
Yeah, I know.
think.
You're right.
He has he's smart. He knows what to say, what not to say. I think
does, yep.
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, it's how can you make jokes about people anymore without offending people?
Right, and he's like just being put on like kind of like not the hot seat, but kind of just being talked about because he has a new movie coming out.
That's the life of a comedian. You're supposed to insult people.
Exactly.
That's why he's saying it's
what good comedian doesn't insult people? If you're not a good comedian if you don't.
Right, which is probably why he's saying
Jim Gaffigan.
Difficult right now.
Yeah, he's not really offensive.
Yeah, I mean it's fluffy.
Fluffy?
Yeah.
Very large fella.
Okay.
Very large.
And he's not that large. He's lost weight.
No. The guy that calls himself Fluffy.
Shoot.
Help us out here.
Oh my goodness.
Comment section.
I know who this is. I can picture him in my mind.
All right, fine. I'll look it up.
Isn't his last name like Garcia?
Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh.
Yes.
Julio?
Yes. No, Gabriel.
Gabriel Iglesias.
The comedian.
Julio.
Enrique? So anyway, so we'll go back to Billy. Billy, you know, I guess he's probably interviewed for a new movie coming out. So he was asked, you know, the $1 million question about cancel culture, and he doesn't sound too impressed by the current state of comedy and cancel culture. It's becoming a minefield, and I get it. The comedian told the Post, "I don't like it. I understand it. I just keep doing what I'm doing, and that's all you can do right now."
Yeah, but that's the whole. I mean, I think it's kind of scary when comedians have to worry about what their routine's gonna be because they're afraid to offend people. I mean, shit. I mean, come on. That was the best part about like Eddie Murphy's Raw.
Yeah, but he's not that type of comedian. He's
No,
not that,
I mean, you got the likes like Dave Chappelle, who doesn't care if he offends anybody.
Right.
But then again, people like that are also seem to be untouchable. There have been calls to cancel him, and he's just
you can't cancel people that don't give a crap, you know, and you know, and like people like Bill Burr and Tom Segura, and there's a lot of them out there, and people need to go see them so that they keep getting paid and they keep like pushing the envelope because we need them. They're kind of the balance.
Right. If Bill Burr changed his routine to appease an audience, he wouldn't sell tickets.
He wouldn't do that. That's the whole.
But
point.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to say.
You can't cancel him because the people that go see him are expecting that. And
that's
want
right.
to hear that from
you're
him.
expecting that. You know what you're getting into when you watch Chris Rock. You know what you're getting. I mean, you know when you're getting into when you watch anybody, like even old Pryor. You know.
Right.
City Slickers. Who's offended? City Slickers are offended. I'm sure anybody that's done anything over the last. From the last 5 years to be in the past has done something or said something that's offended somebody at some point, even not by those standards but by today's standards. We've all been offensive.
Archie Bunker, Don Rickles.
Right, but when it's your full-time job like a comedian, that's where it gets scary.
But comedians I feel like have the ability to be less canceled than people trying to play different roles.
Right, because you know what to expect. I think it's because like you said, you know what to expect when you go to a show.
Well, again, like how is South Park still on?
Right.
There are other ones that just don't care.
Exactly. That's my point. Yeah. You're not gonna. You can't. They're untouchable in a way.
Yeah. Well, they're also I think one of the smarter shows on television. I mean, you have it's a rather diverse cast. And even going so far as you've got disabled characters, but they never ever get made fun of for being disabled. They're just one of the gang. The only one that ever gets his comeuppance is Cartman, and that's by design.
Mm-hmm. It's still like they really If anybody else did the things that they did,
everybody saw Nutty Professor in the theater.
Nice.
Wasn't there a movie called The Clumps or something? Wasn't it called The Clumps?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the second one.
And I mean, there's a table scene in that where there's like everybody.
Oh, the table scene is amazing. The table scene is amazing because they're like passing stuff back and forth, and it's one long continuous take as the camera goes around the table, and it's all Eddie Murphy and Janet Jackson.
Except for that one.
And they're passing stuff, and like
except for the young kid,
the boy. Yeah, the boy.
The boy's the only one that's yeah.
But just the choreography in that,
and they're all wearing fat suits.
Yes, there's like 7 characters and 3 actors.
And how is that not offensive when they're passing the plate and there's like a pile of chicken drumsticks on it and gravy poured all over it.
Yeah, but I mean, you think like if for example he's making this, what is it, a movie or a show?
Billy Crystal?
Yeah, so
yeah, it's a movie.
You think as he's like I'm assuming he's involved with the writing of it. Does he have to think twice before putting?
Well, the movie's about someone that's taking care of is battling dementia, and he meets a singer, a young singer, and they form like a relation, like a friendship. And so I don't think it's really edgy stuff. You know what I mean?
It's not a Woody Allen movie, is what you're saying.
He was in Throw Mama from the Train. That's kind of That's
but again, by today's standards, like what's offensive by today's standards and what's offensive by 5, 10, 20 years ago standards.
Right.
Again, it all comes back. For me, I think it comes back down to intent. if you're intending to be insensitive or offensive is totally different than, you know, just making a joke. And I don't know. Yeah.
I did like pulling a John Barrowman.
I always
but I mean, like the culture is like he apologized for it. Hello, he apologized for it back in 2008, and he's still getting dredged up. And so I mean, it's once you're tagged as being problematic, you're never going to outgrow it.
Oh, it's true. It follows me everywhere I go.
What does? Welcome. I'm like, where are you? I don't see you. I'm like, oh, they're way down there. Push yourself to the top because
I'm in the middle.
No, put yourself to the top.
No, keep Stacy.
No,
up
you're the host.
Yes, keep
I'm
her
not
up
the
there.
host. You're back. I'm
the host with the most.
I have host fatigue. I'm like bouncing all over the place.
I don't have tabs open. I have to just ride whatever you've got. But I have to take. Are you guys done with this story yet?
I mean, pretty much. Like we're
we're just talking about it.
Okay, because I have
We're going
to
slightly off
introduction. I need to make an introduction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone is coming on our show now for the first time. It's her YouTube debut, and she picked our channel to do it on, which I can't express enough, like how awesome that is. I've just come off working like a 16-hour day.
Crazy.
And I had to be here to do this.
Well, now you can relax with us.
Now I can relax and chill for a little while, but I have to work again after this. So,
yikes.
Yeah, because I have a meeting tomorrow that I didn't send any of the links out for yet. So I have to create them all. But anyway, without further ado, chat, YouTube, people watching on the replay, please welcome Six to the stream.
Hello.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you so much, Stacey. Thank you for having me. I have been begging Keith for, I don't even know how long, weeks, maybe a few months to let me on. And he finally, I just wore him down. And
yeah, I'm
That's what
sure.
you gotta do.
You gotta wear him down.
wear
him down.
Right.
Yeah. I'm good like that. So what did I miss? What's going on?
Oh, you just missed a great show, man.
Yeah, we're all
it's
done.
over?
We got through.
It has been.
Is it over, really?
We missed this.
No.
It's only been along.
Nice.
Anyway, good night.
Yada-da-da-da-da.
No, we were saving some stories for you.
Really?
Yeah.
We were saving all the comic book ones for you and Edson.
Although we just
In six.
we did talk about Snake Eyes. So
yeah, if you want to talk about that
I don't know if you want to give your take on it, but
I want to play Snake Eyes because I have blonde hair. I don't have blue eyes though.
Right.
Contacts.
I did bring that up. They did say they were trying to do, as Stacey said, an origin story. So it's before he becomes scarred and has to.
Well, I have blonde
Still
hair
not
and blue
right.
eyes. Can I play
The
him?
whole
But
thing
the
is
fact
right.
that
You
he was
could.
created,
You
yeah,
totally
the fact
could.
the fact that he was created as a blonde guy with blue eyes, there's a specific reason why he was not that way, and they don't give any good reason why they changed that. So.
The guy who created him is Asian.
Yes. We were
Larry.
we brought that up.
Who we
brought
know.
that up.
I know Larry from doing the.
Oh,
Tropes.
you know? Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, I know Larry. He's a great guy. Yeah. I don't think he'd be happy with that.
No.
No.
Well,
these guys don't really like when their characters get messed with too much.
I can imagine that. That
Like
makes
Bob
sense.
Layton has a lot of problems with the MCU Iron Man. So
See, I'm so happy that Iron Man is who he is. But I didn't create him, so I understand. But I love Tony Stark and Iron Man too.
you just like Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, I love his Iron Man. Yeah. I like who he is.
And of course, if you get an Iron Man comic right now, it's Robert Downey Jr. It's pretty much
yeah.
I mean, yeah. How is Iron Man different than he in the movies he
it's not so much he doesn't like that they don't really do any kind of like important character arcs. Like he was really, I don't want to speak for Bob, but it was between the second and third movie, especially. He just was kind of like, they're missing the point and they're not, I'm tired. I'm sorry. My brain's melted.
No, that's okay.
No.
It's all right. It's all good. They're trying to keep it on. They're trying to keep it on light.
You gotta make some tea. You gotta make some Gino Carano tea.
I waited 4 hours for a truck to show up.
Yeah.
Yikes!
A truck that was already 2 hours late at 5 o'clock.
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
How much wine did you drink while you were waiting, Keith?
Well, there was a bottle of wine given to 4 of us, the production people. So 2.
You drank 2 bottles of wine.
No.
Oh, 2 glasses.
Like, glass, little
baby glasses. And you get 4 glasses out of a 1 bottle of wine, like real glasses.
Yeah, they weren't full. They were like, that much.
My glasses of wine are just about half the bottle, like however much will fit in the glass.
How about you, Six? How big are your glasses of wine?
I don't drink wine. Wine sucks. I'm a wine cooler kind of girl.
Ooh, wine cooler kind of girl.
I drink beer more than wine,
like the
but I'll
seltzer?
drink wine.
I never drink wine.
Nice.
It just tastes like rotten grapes.
That's pretty much what it is.
That's how ciders. A lot of ciders are like that. Like the really hardcore ciders, they taste like rotten apples.
I like Rieslings. You like Rieslings?
Ew, it's
Anybody?
so sweet.
That's what it is. It's a dessert wine.
Ew.
Germans like to drink it. Every time I go visit my dad,
That's headache in a bottle.
My stepmother's from Germany. She's like, would you like a Riesling? I'm like, sure, I'll take a Riesling.
What's that line from Greece where they're drinking wine with Twinkies and I think one of the characters says it's a dessert wine or something. You're supposed to drink it with Twinkies or something, or with dessert.
Ew.
Like wine pairs with Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
Oh my gross.
I can't drink white wine. It gives me an instant headache. It's too sweet.
Not all white wines are, but Sauvignon
I like
Blanc
Chardonnays,
or a Pinot
Rieslings.
Grigios are good. Rieslings,
Yeah, Pinots.
Pinot Grigio.
But I mean, there's no good wine. I mean, all the vineyards around here I never really liked. In Connecticut, I don't know why there's so many of them.
You got to taste my brother. My brother makes awesome wine. It's really good. It's like candy.
Is it?
They've got some good wine places around here. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've tried 3 of them here, and just ugh. It tastes like rotten grapes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for something. Here it is. I finally found it.
You got stuff?
I do. Can I share
All right.
something?
Please.
I don't know if you guys did this already, though.
That's okay.
Let me see. Did you see that?
No, we did. We did not.
Nope.
No.
I just have one question.
Which is?
Didn't it already work for a giant global audience?
Yeah,
I have evidence of this.
Yeah.
I do, and I can share that too. Let me just open it. Okay, are we ready? This is it. Hold your breath. Hang on to your pants. Hang on. What am I doing here? Holy shit!
Hang on to your underwear.
Yeah, that too. Give yourself a wedgie. Hold on.
You're flickering, Pete.
Hold on. I'm looking. I got it. Do you see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jinkies, that's a lot of money.
That's a wider audience.
That's a very big audience.
International, 581 million for a grand total. This is the first one. Almost $900 million worldwide in 2001.
Yes.
The next one does better. 2002. And the third one does even more better.
Wow. Right.
In
That's
2003. Now, if you adjust these for inflation, right? And
That's a lot of scratch.
And then go back and say,
what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? This can only mean one thing. Do I need to say what that one thing is?
It's going woke.
Yep.
What does that mean? What do you mean?
If they adapt it, if they use the existing lore as is, it already appeals to a giant global audience. Why do they need to alter it to suddenly appeal to a giant global audience? That's my point.
Gotcha. Like Glinzer says.
Diversity.
Forced diversity equals diversity. That's a good one. I like that.
I like
and
that.
in doing that, they're going to do the exact opposite. They're going to push away people.
Exactly.
And the proof's in the numbers. I just showed you that.
Porky's trilogy.
Only by a little bit. Only by a little bit.
Was there a Porky's 3? Did anybody?
Yeah, Porky's trilogy. Yeah, it was Porky's 3. Not that I know.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Glinzer's making jokes.
I had to wait till my parents went to bed to get the whole Porky's 3.
Did you watch
Vivian.
Rambly Lines, Jude?
He still
late
does.
night, late night HBO.
He still watches it with squiggly lines.
What a crazy headline.
You have to go put the tin foil. You try to put tin foil on where the connectors were, right?
If you switch to the channel really quick, it would scramble like at least 30 seconds later. So you kept on going back and forth.
Oh,
is that what it was? Okay.
And it was back in the day where they had the push buttons. Remember?
Yeah, the box.
You had to push it, so you'd go boom, 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 boom.
Oh, I love that box.
Remember?
There was a trick that remember how it would go like to there was different bands on the box, so you'd like flip the lever.
You
right?
had to flip the lever down to get to the next row.
Different
That's
band, right? So if
Oh
you
my
pushed
God.
the channel button down and flip the lever really quick to jam it between the bands.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I used to screw with my grandfather and push the buttons at the same time so they both flipped up, so no buttons were pushed down, and he used to screw the whole television up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
You guys have a lot of experience in Skinamax.
Skinamax. Hand box office. I never heard that one. That's a good one. All right, Glinza for the win. Sorry, I don't have much of a voice. I had to direct this thing all day long, so I was on the, my voice.
Yikes, man.
Okay. So let me see. We talked a little bit about the whole Warner Brothers Discovery merger. We talked a little bit about that.
Oh yeah. That's huge.
Yeah. So I'm still completely.
Yeah, I'm still kind of lost about
I
it.
did a bad job explaining that.
No, you didn't.
Well,
you didn't.
The long and short of it is nothing's going to happen for about a year and a half. I mean, these things generally take a long time because first you have to bribe. I mean, wait for the SEC, and the shareholders have to sign off on it and this, that. And
Right.
But they're going to go ahead with their what do they call that? The transitional plans.
Yep.
Jason Killar is already lawyered up to get a exit strategy formulated. And yeah, so I think if they get rid of Ann Sarnoff and Walter Hamada, like JJ, all that stuff's going to be gone. All the stuff we've been reporting on that they want to do might be gone, and they might start fresh. But it's going to really affect DC Comics too.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot into that at that moment when they were reporting, but obviously it does affect that.
Yeah. It's clear though the AT&T basically, I think because HBO Max didn't profit as much as they wanted it to, they panicked and they threw up their hands and went, let's just get out of the entertainment business. We don't belong here. They tried it for what, a year and a half, 2 years, and they're like, so they divested it to Discovery. It's kind of a merger, but Discovery's going to run Warner Media. So
and AT&T just keeps a large percentage of it just to get the profits from it, but they're not going to be involved with the actual content.
Right. They'll just take their cut and clap. Jude, what kind of avatar was that? Was that a rat?
That was the marmot.
It's a ferret.
Oh.
It's the silhouette of Mojo.
Okay.
I actually I'll have to show you. Give me 1 second.
6 is showing us.
Notice our ladies are on the moon.
Oh,
yeah, that's funny. Yeah, how funny
By the way,
is that?
6, did you see the background I picked out for you?
I did see that. It's awesome.
And did you notice the color green? Did you notice that too?
No, I didn't.
Our
names are green. Like,
aren't they always? Are they always green?
No, I changed the colors a lot.
Oh, that's awesome.
As some of you know, I brew my own beer, and
he's still alive to talk about it.
I brew my own beer.
I actually haven't shared it with anybody yet, but I came up with this great name for my IPA, and it's called Ferret Spit IPA.
That's gonna feel like hotcakes.
So I wanted to have a something to put on the bottle, so if I gave it to friends, they would know what it is, and it's Ferret Spit IPA. So I took the silhouette of the
fetish community.
It probably
appeal to
will.
what? What was that, 6?
It's gonna appeal to the fetish community.
I think so.
No animals were hurt in the brewing process.
Yeah, shouldn't you have the image of your boot kicking it?
No, no one's ever gonna let that go.
You should.
If I didn't kick him that day, If I didn't kick him that day, he wouldn't have survived.
Oh, there you go.
You didn't show any remorse. That was, I think, the downfall of that story.
I showed remorse right now with the
There was
2-tier
no-
cage. I hug him. I feed him. he's
So
got
when you tell that
shelter.
story, there should be a tear coming down your cheek.
Yeah, you should be like, I felt really bad.
I even made a beer after him. Ferret Spit IPA.
Call it ferret tears.
You never know.
Ferret
You might see it in your
tears.
local. You might see it in your local liquor store. Pick it up.
Yeah, right.
All right, Jude. If you bring that by, I'll give it a taste.
Yeah, it's actually I got like a couple weeks left of fermenting and it should be done. And I actually was going to send a bottle to the what's the other guy the YouTuber there, the drunken
the critical drinker.
Yes, the critical drinker. I was actually going to see if he wanted one of my bottles.
You should send it to him.
Bribe him to come on the show.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh.
Nah, it'll be fine.
Need a lager or
He's going to drink the beer and be like, "Fuck this! I'm not coming on their show."
IPAs.
Let me ask you
horrible.
this. How much stuff's floating around inside it?
Oh, is it a chunky one?
Well,
It's a beer that
yeah,
eats
I
like a
mean,
meal.
the yeast settles to the bottom. Yeah, and there's always all home brews are like that.
So you have to shake it up first?
No, you don't shake it up. It all
No, I
settles
know.
to the bottom.
You just leave
Unless
those
you want the
extra-
yeast, you could drink the dead yeast if you want. I mean, some people do. Some people like to actually drink the bottom. It's like eating the worm in a tequila. But you wait till the yeast actually goes to the bottom of the bottle, and then you just don't pour the whole thing in your glass. You leave about that much, so you don't get the mud.
Mud.
Yes, no animals are harmed in the making or the brewing of my beer. I won't admit though. I won't admit there might be real ferret spit in there. So, but I won't say anything.
Yucca do.
Yucca.
Wow. I guess I chose the right time to pop in, huh?
Yep. It's kind of been like this all night.
They
Wow.
kind of took Illustrator in college.
So
Adobe
high tech.
Illustrator.
We went down the zombie rabbit hole, and then
Yeah, sorry, that was my fault.
the classic 80s.
Oh,
music.
Oh,
we
where'd
lost
Six
six.
go?
Hey, get
Where
back
did Six
here.
go?
Where'd she go?
She bounced out.
Well, we did save one topic for you, Keith.
No, I said
Oh,
there was a bunch.
You saved one? Okay.
At least one specifically. Bat whamming.
Yeah.
That's all you know.
that's whamming.
Ratings were off.
Bat whamming.
Did we check the ratings?
Do you need me to pull that sucker up?
Oh yeah,
That's
I don't
good.
have anything open, so yeah.
Oh, hang on. I didn't. Oh, that wasn't it. Was that
Is
it?
she is she back? What happened
Here
with
we go.
Six?
Let's go. Six, where are you? Come back.
Yeah, where'd you go?
Was it something we said?
Ah, there she
There
is.
she is.
Maybe
You're
she's
back.
having
There you go.
issues.
She's back.
Like connection. I have connection issues sometimes, so I understand that.
Yeah, we get these nice freeze frames of Stacy. She's like,
Like right now, I gotta just remember to try to smile all the time, so at least I have like a nice. I just put it in here and I can't find it. Oh, there it is. That's creepy. Am I echoing too? I can hear an echo.
a little bit.
Oh yeah, there's an
Yes.
even better one after that.
Oh, the actual TV series finale ratings. Yeah.
There's another one that
Oh, not this one.
Well,
No,
this is good.
too.
So the Flash,
I'll start you.
the Flash is down to 700.
Six was like ferret spit. I'm out.
Yeah, the Flash is really.
Yeah. So it's declined, what, 26% now, the Flash.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, and with all that news that all these actors already quit, like
Mhm.
Grant Gustin wants out, and that, what's his name? Tom
Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh, that guy.
Tom
Yeah, and
Kavanaugh.
Carlos.
Yeah.
Carlos
Valdez.
Valdez is out too. So yeah, it's got a death rattle going on there.
I saw the-
Supergirl's a total disaster. So
Already
what,
canceled.
471,000. I mean,
That's bad.
what are they investing per episode? What's it cost per episode? I should check the budgets. I don't know what they are, but they're probably taking on water. They're probably spending close to $1 million or over $1 million per episode, I'm guessing, right? And they're not even getting those viewers back.
Wow. Isn't that what they took the place of Superman and Lois?
It did. And Superman and Lois is averaging 1.2 million. So this show's getting less than half.
Wow.
Yeah. And it shows in the production. It's just
it just came back too.
Superman's actually back tonight. Yeah.
Okay.
And I know I'm way behind in my reviews, and I will catch up. Trust me, at some point, I will catch up. I promise.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm gonna try to get one done before I leave on Thursday for episode 2, and then go from there.
I love how this article starts. Speaking of disasters.
Yeah, and here we go. I mean, back to this whole Warner Media takeover, right? So Batwoman is renewed for season 3, but is it really? Because there's going to be new people in charge. So all these plans could change dramatically over the next year and a half. Well, I mean, they're saying that it'll be official like next summer, right? June or July, I think they said, of 2022. So, but if you go to the actual Batwoman ratings,
TV, here we go.
Yeah, that's bad.
Let me get that for you.
Look at Fat Steven has a question for one of our panelists.
What is it?
All in caps, I might add.
All in caps.
She is on the panel.
Well, that was 6. Are you?
Hello.
Well, the question isn't actually directed towards me. If it was, he would say 6. Are you on the panel?
That's true.
He's asking for you. Yes.
So the answer is.
How's my Stevie?
He's taking a break from Fortnite.
Okay. This is catastrophic.
Yep.
Keep going.
The numbers.
341.
341,000 viewers.
This is like watching cryptocurrency. Watching the crypto every day.
It's the opposite, though. This is going down.
Well, crypto went down this week. I should know. It could have affected my wallet.
This will be adjusted probably tomorrow. I'm surprised it isn't already, because these are the numbers that came out like 2 days ago, and these are bad. So the demographic, they've been consistent in the demo, 0.1.
Yep.
But look at that overall, 341,000 viewers.
Wow.
So I don't see how the new ownership over there is going to keep this going. That's a dumpster fire. This season started with 659,000.
Yep.
So they're almost in half. They've almost cut that in half.
Yeah.
That's what you get when you hire horrible writers and horrible producers.
I gave the pilot maybe 20 minutes, and then I was done.
The pilot from season 1 or this year?
The season 1.
Oh, you should have watched the first episode this year. It was awesome. With the new Batwoman, when the plane explodes and drops down right next to her little van on the beach, and the Batwoman costume is laying on the beach, and she just picks it up and becomes a superhero.
Like you do.
Serendipity.
Lazy Bruce Wayne had to travel all over the world finding masters to help him train, but she can do it right away.
It's like Shazam, right? You find the suit, you become the character, you become the superhero.
It's like the greatest American hero.
Greatest American hero, yeah.
Except that was a comic.
I'm walking
on air. I never thought I could feel so free.
Except he fumbled through.
This is the second time tonight y'all have sung.
Oh, you guys.
On a wing and a prayer.
What they sang the first time?
I don't know. My ears were bleeding.
Wow.
Wow.
We sang something else? I don't even remember. That was a different show.
No, that was the theme song, wasn't it?
No,
yes,
what
it
else?
was.
No,
Yes.
Did we sing something else? I don't remember.
I always think of Costanza's answering machine.
Yeah, believe it or not, George isn't at home.
Yeah. Believe it or not, George
isn't at home. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home.
But the thing is, in the Greatest American Hero, they had the sense to say, "Oh, he's going to bumble around with it because he doesn't have any,
Because he lost the instruction book.
Right, but in Catwoman, they're trying to make it serious, like she's
Yeah, like he bumbled around and crashed into things.
Yeah,
all
every
the
time he
time.
flew, he was always flying like this. Ah!
Yeah.
He'd crash into something.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my goodness! Look at what's happening.
Wow, you were
Stacy, you were in like super speed.
You're like
That's how my brain is inside.
becoming a
Like that's what my brain is like. You just
kind of
saw it.
look like Ezra Miller when he runs, all like.
CW has the worst American hero.
Yes, they do. They really do.
Jude looks different because he doesn't have a hat on.
I know. I'm actually growing some hair back.
Look at that.
All right, Jude.
What else do you want me to bring up? What do you want to talk about?
Whatever you haven't.
Well, speaking of disasters, we always got Disney.
Go to Shang-Chi.
Ha ha, Disney.
And
Windsor, they were
an
hilarious.
Eternal band, maybe.
Did we have a story about
You have that
Shang-Chi?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there it is.
Revenues.
And the Eternals, that one about them not from being banned from China.
Maybe, yeah, it's just speculation. Right
Yeah, let me get that. Hang on. I'll bring
Yeah,
it up.
Midnight's Edge did a great video about this.
Did they?
Crappy writing.
Yeah.
CW.
Yeah, CW crappy writing.
That's good.
I feel like the floor of a taxi cab. I got to tell you. I'm all like sticky because it was so hot.
It's Jung. I can't believe it's Jung. I'm so happy.
Is
John.
Kit Harington in the Eternals? Did I read that right?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
And so is Richard.
John-
what's his name?
Jon
Robert.
Snow
It's
is in the
not Jon
Eternals.
Snow.
It's Jon
It's
Snow.
not.
No, it's one of the Starks that died at the Red Wedding.
It's both of them.
Really, it's both.
Yeah, both
Okay.
of them are in
Kit
it.
Harington and Richard Madden. He was Rob Stark. Rob Stark and Jon Snow are both in it.
Okay.
Womp, 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 womp. Yeah, yep.
Well,
Hotness.
Well, it
over
shows you
here.
how much I care.
looks like Stacy's gonna go see it.
I will go see it. I love me some Jon Snow. I'm not gonna lie.
So this is going to put a little dent in Marvel's wallet.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Well, they make these films for China.
Oh, because of China. Okay.
Yeah. They
market.
they purposely kind of did this for China, the Chinese market, and the Chinese market's like pass.
Well, it's two different reasons, though.
It's two different reasons. I know in the Eternals case, it's Chloe Zhao said something like inflammatory about the Chinese government.
It's a place.
Okay.
The country is a place of lies.
Yeah. So
Yeah, something nice and calm like that.
So they're done with her. So they don't
And?
want she's involved
And
with.
she directs the Eternal, so
Right.
Yep.
I forgot why Shang-Chi and
there's various reasons. Some people.
I think initially in the comics,
Because
Oh,
he's not Snake Eyes.
No.
yeah, no, he was the son of Fu Manchu,
correct.
which is racist beyond belief.
That's what it is. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, and
So
so they since Fu Manchu is a licensed character that Marvel doesn't own anymore, they changed it to he's the son of the Mandarin, which according to Chinese audiences, that's just as bad.
I almost said the Mandalorian.
The character that they're replacing actually looks just like Fu Manchu. Like they say, it's a replica of Fu Manchu. So it's like
Okay, so
you're just trying to trick. They're just saying we're just trying to trick us into thinking it's a different character, but
Gotcha.
really Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
So Shang-Chi's mom was a white woman, so he's only half Chinese in the comics. That's what Glinster said. I never read it, so I don't even know.
I didn't either.
I didn't either. Sorry, I had to go turn on a fan. It's like I feel like I'm sitting in a Turkish bathhouse.
Yeah, I didn't.
Office.
I mean,
holy
it's making
shit, it's
sense,
hot.
but-
I don't even know his run. I mean, was he an early Marvel or was he later?
70s.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
wow.
part of the
78.
Legend of the Ten Rings. It says that's the movie title, but that's not the comic, right?
No.
That's a horrible movie title, by the way.
What
The
Shang-Chi?
Legend of the Ten
The
Rings.
Legend of the Ten Rings.
Others claim the film is racist due to the casting of Awkwafina and Simu Liu.
Yeah.
Foreigners just love to deliberately cast Asian actors with squinty eyes.
Yeah, they think that.
Wow.
Yeah, so they have people just.
They
thinking
are
that-
Asian, though.
I know.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah, and I guess China has its own beauty standards, and the actors that they keep choosing don't meet up with those standards. So basically, they're hiring ugly people.
There are many actors in China and Asia with big eyes and prominent feature, but like both of these actors are pretty proven as far as their abilities.
Awkwafina has been the go-to for the last. I mean, God,
I love her. I love the way she talks. Like, she cracks me up. I think she's pretty funny. I don't know. And yeah, and it's Jung from Kim's Convenience. He's supposed to be Korean in that, but I don't know.
Yeah, so they're going to lose a big market if they.
Yeah, if these things don't head to China, then they're just basically flushing money.
So what should they do though? Like, should they?
Well, they're gonna go make a couple of alterations here, a couple of.
You think so?
Yeah,
oh, you bet.
They'll
They're
edit.
pandering to the Chinese market.
Yeah, they'll edit out what they don't
I think
want.
the action sequences in the preview look pretty good. I have to say, it looks pretty.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a good kung fu movie.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like Dollar Tree Crouching
It does.
Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That's
Yeah,
what
it does.
It does,
Like,
but it.
But don't you think this
I'm
is
gonna go see it
probably
anyway.
trying like it's kind of
No, because anyone who watched Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan movies looks at that and goes, whatever. I mean, it's stunt people and CGI, and
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee do it for real than watch CGI people do it.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say this movie's kind of geared toward a younger audience, though? People that didn't watch that and don't know, or it's
I don't
kind of,
know.
I don't know.
I would rather get like actual martial artists to do it for real. Like
Well, this
Tarantino.
actor, he was a stunt actor.
Right, but
I
I
know
I
before
saw
this
that
and
trailer
stuff.
and I was just like, I'm kind of done with Marvel. I could care less about any of these projects they're doing right now.
This doesn't feel like Marvel to me, but
They showed that trailer for Phase 4, and the first half of it is like all the highlights of all the good stuff that happened with the Infinity Saga and everything, and then they go into these new movies it's like such a faceplant. It's underwhelming. I think it's hit its peak. It's on its way down. I don't think you can recapture what they did. It's everything runs its course. There's a tipping point to everything, and I think Marvel's kind of.
Well, they used up all the good characters. I don't know where else they're going to go.
They have the
except for
X-Men, Fantastic Four,
right?
but
And the Fantastic Four.
I think the superhero genre in general is like it's seen its better days. I do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they got a fan in me. I always
you got a fan in me.
I like them.
It happens throughout history. It's happened with westerns. It happened with sci-fi.
I suppose, yeah.
It happens. These things, the gangster movie. It just, the 40s had the noir gangster stuff, and
Yeah, westerns were a thing once.
westerns, it's musicals. It happens. These things
Yeah.
kind of they're
Cycle. They
They're
cycle.
cyclical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
So
I get it. I wonder what the next big cycle will be.
Should be giant monsters.
Yes.
I don't
They've always been filtered.
I think they should reboot the Police Academy movies.
Oh my
there you go.
god, no thanks. They should do a redo of Short Circuit.
Keith thinks he's trying to be funny, but wait next year.
There's a lot of like AI movies out there. Like it could be. Like,
I think they should make a bunch of movies based on breakfast cereals. Count Chocula.
Musicals.
Bram Stoker's Chocula.
Yeah, exactly.
Mary Shelley's Frankenberry.
Absolutely.
The Fruit Brute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fruit Brute. Sugar Smacks.
You could have Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, getting a little punchy there, friend.
Worst rabbit hole.
Getting. Yeah.
Oh,
What else do we have?
what else do we have? I'm like sitting here like I don't have anything I need to do.
You have the
Invincible. We kind of knew that. Didn't we talk about that before?
Oh, we did. Okay.
Renewed.
Yes, they already announced that. I think they renewed for a third season, didn't they?
Yeah.
Two and three.
Third. Yeah. Okay.
2 and 3.
Can you pull up the Bad Batch room?
Years. Can I just tell you though? Can I start off by saying I don't like stories that start with rumor.
Oh, okay.
But it kind of just puts me. It just gives me a bad taste. Almost
Gives
like,
you agita.
bwah bwah rumor. We're giving credence to some knuckleheads and getting everyone riled up about it and giving them attention. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Nice Matter Lagoon.
Where is this where we're coming from?
That's good.
It's basically about those Star Wars.
Musicals were a big thing at one point.
Shut your fucking face and go fuck it.
So it's kind of, it breaks it down to
That's one of my favorite musicals.
to some Tumblr user.
What's going on with this?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether it does.
It's a couple people from Tumblr and other outlets like calling the show racist because
Oh yeah, that's like
a white guy from Colorado was chosen to play a group of men of color with ethnically tied dialect accent.
Well, that's the new thing. You gotta be.
I didn't realize that New Zealand was a person of color.
No, they're native. The native population were, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but yeah, the original actors from New Zealand, and they hired a voice actor to play all the clones. And I guess people are also upset the fact that the clones aren't diverse.
Yeah, it's
the clones are diverse.
Right.
Yeah, we don't have racially diverse clones. Even
It's Django Fett. Come on, man. They cloned him a billion times.
That just is a silly thing. Clones aren't diverse. There's this.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Actually, the Bad Batch.
If Django did blackface, like okay, that would get
But
in
the
trouble,
Bad
right?
Batch well, are like unique looking, and they have.
Well,
their
yeah,
own...
in the Clone Wars, they tried to make each of the main clones individuals enough so that basically so you could tell who was who. And in this one, the Bad Batch, they all have their personalities, but interestingly enough, all the clones that are still in the show, they all look the same because they're supposed to be bad guys.
Of course. What do you mean? Because they're supposed to be bad guys?
Six is a Star Wars guru. Six. What do you think of have you seen this Bad Batch thing? I haven't seen it, so I can't really.
I watched the first 20 minutes of the first episode, and it was amazing. I loved it.
Really?
I love the way it looks. I love the animation. I think it's really cool.
This is out already?
So
yeah,
to Pete's
I
point,
think 3 episodes are out right now.
To Pete's point about these clones, like so, I don't know anything about this because I haven't watched it.
They've been modified.
Are they clones of Django Fett?
Yes, they're modified. The clones, though.
Yeah, these clones have desirable faults. Like one of them is really smart. One of them is big and stupid.
Yes, I love him. He's my favorite.
He likes to smash things.
Yep.
So basically, they're a bad batch of clones.
Yep.
But here's my question for Six. So, okay. So, why do I hear an echo? Because one of the guys' name is Echo. So,
I think that's the head guy.
So this argument is that they're not diverse enough. Is that the argument?
No, the argument is that. Oh, I'm sorry. From this article, at least.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is that a white guy is doing the voice of?
Right. So someone's
a native like New Zealander type person. Like that's the like. See, anyway, it's bad enough that they got a white American to do, frankly, quite racist imitation of a Maori. Is that how you pronounce it? Maori actor's voice to play the clones in animation without them straight up bleaching them. No way. I'm possibly watching that shit. Unwhitewash TBB.
Well, I hope he wasn't watching Clone Wars because the same voice actor has been doing the clones voice since what 2008.
Yeah.
So it's the same actor ported over to a new series based on the same characters.
Yes. It's just like a couple people like started a hashtag and we're giving them attention by talking about what they're.
I didn't pick the story. You did.
I didn't pick the story either.
I didn't pick the story.
I
didn't pick the story.
What the heck?
All right.
How did it get?
I think it's a minority. I think somebody was looking for. Sorry to whoever. What is this? Founding in the comics. You pull things for.
Again, look at
clicks. It's Star Wars, and with Star Wars comes controversy, and this was the only controversy, not the only, but
this
more prominent controversy involving the show, and so then they just pulled it. And
exactly, and that's why I said like, it's irritating when it starts off rumor to me.
Yeah, because I don't remember anybody complaining back during the Clone Wars was coming out that
Right.
that the voice actor is white.
It's 3 people. It's 3 random people that nobody knows that put it out on social media somewhere.
Well, that's Twitter's really considering charging now. It's
as they should.
It's heating up, which will get rid of all these losers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be like $3 a month, and they're already complaining. You should have seen them. They're like, goodbye, Twitter. Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
They made the noises and everything.
Dude, seriously, if they did that and all these chuckleheads went away, I would actually maybe have a Twitter. I would pay $3 a month.
Well, they can't have their sock puppets if it's going to cost them $3 per account, right?
Right.
A
Oh,
month.
man.
Yeah.
Heyo.
What else do you have before I fall asleep?
I don't know. Jesse Ham?
Yeah.
I don't
you
know
didn't
who
do that
that
up
is.
front?
No, because we don't know who that is.
I
We
don't
saved the
either.
comic-y people for you.
I don't know who that is either, but it's, it's sad. Artist died. I don't know if I've read anything that he's done, but
Well, he didn't do a lot of comics. He's like best.
Was he
known for,
young?
Like, I was trying to figure out how old he was.
I saw Batman 66, which I do like, but
I don't know.
yeah, I like his art style.
He did more like instructional things, like trying to get other artists to.
An issue of DC Comics continuation of the classic Batman TV series.
Yeah.
Plants vs. Zombie series.
Yeah,
Just
it's just-
anyone in the community, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't say how old he was, right?
Well, here's this guy, John Allison. I met him 20 years ago. His work and good advice had been a constant influence on me. So I guess he was older. I've never met him. I've never seen him at a Comic-Con, but I saw comic book artist died. I'm like, that sucks.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a bummer. Star Wars activists.
We got He-Man.
Yeah, Kevin Smith's doing He-Man.
Yeah.
He-Man?
He keeps advertising it.
Yeah, Kevin Smith's writing the new He-Man, and the rumor has it that he's going to be sidelined after the first episode, and it's going to be really about Tila.
Yeah, no, that's been the hot rumor. And
character, you mean? Yeah.
just a little history on that. Last year, Clownfish got a scoop on that and ran with that story. And Kevin Smith attacked them relentlessly over and over again, which, it's that whole thing. What's Han Solo say? Must have hit pretty close to the mark to get her all riled up like that.
Yep.
And then if you look at the art here, the very last picture is crazy. It's got Tila. And look at these images. They look good.
Yeah, they look really good.
Really good.
If rumor has it, He-Man will get sidelined in episode 1 and he comes back at the last episode. That's the rumor.
Oh, weird.
It's like Charlton Heston in Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. But it looks awesome. Look at that.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
Did you like He-Man 6?
My brother was big into He-Man.
I don't remember He-Man. When was it airing?
In the 80s.
Yeah, same time as like Transformers and G.I. Joe and My Little
Wow.
Pony. And
I think I was a preteen. I was at least double digits, so I was beyond cartoons.
Is
at
that
point.
She-Ra?
No, it's Tila.
That's Tila.
That's going to be Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What's her name? Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, she's doing the voice.
Yeah.
Oh, Lost Man?
Yeah, Mark
Lost
Hamill's
Man.
doing Skeletor.
Yep.
Beastman.
Oh,
He also
gosh,
sound like
really?
the Joker.
Yeah.
The animation looks great. I
It looks
think it looks
awesome,
good.
yeah.
So here's the last.
Orko looks
Tila.
actually badass. Look at Orko.
There's Tila in the middle with her haircut there. Her shaved side of her head. The whole.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's your cast photo right there. I think this is what the bulk of the series is going to. Bulk of the series, dude. I think that's what-
You gotta stop doing that.
Had to put a Lebowski in there.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if the rumors are true. But what is it? 8 episodes, I think.
Let's see at the top.
Something like that. And there's 2 series. There's 2 of them. There's
okay.
Masters of the Universe Revelation, and then there's another one, right? Like for younger kids, I think.
Yeah, there's a CGI series coming
So,
out.
okay, so
Yeah,
all right, that's that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Does it say that on here?
Maybe.
Masters of the Universe Revelation.
Stephen Root is in this. Excuse me. I need my stapler.
Oh yeah, that guy. You know his real name.
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Stephen Root's great.
He also played a Klingon in the Spock episodes of Next Generation.
He's been in a lot of things.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they mentioned the next series.
Yeah. This is the one people are interested in. So
yeah.
The toys look great too. I don't know if you've seen the toys, but they look
No.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know when's it supposed to be out. Pretty
July. It said July.
Yeah.
July 23rd. Yep.
I hope it's good.
It's my brother's birthday.
I don't have high hopes for it though. I don't.
No,
oh, it's coming out on my daughter's birthday, July 23rd.
That's my brother's birthday.
That's my daughter's birthday. You want to
It can be both.
Probably other people's birthday too.
Yes, Harry Potter.
What?
Harry Potter.
That's his birthday too?
Mm-hmm. We got to pick when she was going to be born, so we picked it because of Harry Potter.
No, you did not.
We did.
Really? That's funny.
Yep, I know. You don't have to say it. Loser. Right. I get it. Anything else?
I put a link in our
that's old
private chat.
Why don't you
But that's sort of old news, but we didn't talk about it.
Let me see what we got here, Jude. What did you send us? Pornography.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on.
Nobody wants to see that part of your body, Jude.
There might be ferrets involved in that.
All right.
Okay,
That's
Richard
even
Gere.
creepy. That's even creepier that you said that.
They do like the burrow.
Yikes.
Oh, okay.
So I'm excited about this. Stacy, anybody else?
I'm excited. I love Cobra Kai.
Yeah, fighting is supposed to be more awesome. That's what they're saying. Ralph
Wait a minute.
Macchio.
Did it say when
more
it's coming
awesome?
out?
It says
At the end of the year?
Release date.
Next year.
Is it like
Updated May 18th? Ralph Macchio teased the fighting is more awesome in season 4.
season 4 release date?
Yeah.
Where? Oh,
right there
in big giant letters, right here.
In Q4? Is that
Wait, look over there.
December 20. Oh wait, what does it say? Ready to premiere October, November, or December 2021.
That's kind of.
That's not a release.
They should have done a summer release. I think that would have been cool.
Well,
yeah, but it came out
all,
like January 1st.
They're shooting in COVID restrictions. They're they gotta.
Doesn't matter, Keith.
Not much.
Cobra Kai. Get on that.
Time, dude. It takes time. You know
It
that.
does. It's
You're in
work.
production.
Don't rush it. You don't want to rush it.
Hey, check this out. Cobra Kai season 4, delivering on goosebumps, tears, belly laughs, and fist bumps. All right.
Hello.
Bitchin'. Okay, what's everybody's favorite Cobra Kai moment? Let's start with our guest 6. What's your favorite Cobra Kai moment?
In season 1, I think it was episode 4 when Johnny goes and confronts the used car salesman competitor, and he kicks that millennial drink out of his hand. That was fucking hot. I watched that. I had a wicked crush on Ralph Macchio back in the day.
Did you
it
really?
It all came back. Yeah.
Wow. Pedro, what was your favorite Cobra Kai moment?
The moment when that guy did that thing to the other guy.
He didn't watch it. He's the only one of us that hasn't seen it.
Oh.
Yeah, but he said that thing.
Right.
To the guy with the head.
It was awesome. The guy with the head.
That was really good.
Yeah, he did and he did this.
Mm.
Yeah, that was wicked awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Jude, what was your favorite?
I think when Hawk made his appearance with the Mohawk, and he just became ultimate badass because he got made fun of because of his lip, and he says, "I'm sort of on the spectrum." He says, "I don't even know what that means," and then he comes back.
He says, "I don't know what that." He says, "I don't know what that is. Get off.
Get off of it." Yeah. Right.
Oh my god.
And I think the Mexican restaurant scene's funny with Ralph Macchio and his wife, and yeah, it was a good scene.
That was a good scene. Edson?
It was pretty early on when they first, I guess, he lost his, Johnny lost his car, and then he went, and then Ralph Macchio's character. What the heck is his name? Oh, he gave him
Danny.
He gave him like a used car, and then they go off and they stop at a bar and they start talking about old times, and they starts talking about how he's going on Facebook. He's like, what the heck is Facebook? And they start showing pictures of his previous girlfriend, and Johnny's like, oh, okay, oh, she's looking good, isn't she? And they're like, they're kind of like at a odds and being friendly at the same time. It's kind of nice.
Stacey?
I loved any of the scenes that had Daniel and Johnny interacting. Those are always my favorite. I thought those were really the best. All of them. They're like you said, the Mexican restaurant one was hilarious. Just their back and forth was always really fun.
Yeah, how they slowly gain mutual respect for one another.
They do, but they still bust each other, and it's fun.
My favorite moments are anything where Johnny's like way out of his element, like learning with technology, or like when the kid's ringtone is like this hip hop kind of thing, and he's like, "What, put some Guns N' Roses or Rat on it." What's Guns N' Roses? I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Johnny, you're out of your element.
Truly a man out of time, and it's funny because Johnny's from my time, so.
Right.
When he brought the computer back and told him it didn't work anymore because it like ran out of battery, and he's like, "Did you plug it?" He's like, "Did you plug it?" And he's like, "No, it's supposed to be wireless." Like,
right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't connect to the internet because he doesn't have an ISP yet, or
Yeah, it's so funny.
just all that stuff. I love that.
Yeah, great stuff.
Anything else?
I mean, we have more stories, but
How many?
Keith's like, I'm ready for fucking bed.
you.
I am beat.
You're beat.
Yeah. How many got?
I'm trying to say.
There'll be like a couple of that are really.
We didn't talk about Tim Pool calls on Disney employees.
Nah, we'll skip that. Keep going.
Marvel Comics writer Jerry Dugan reveals the. You want to talk about that one?
What else is there?
Jerry.
Well, count how many you have, and then let's let Six pick a random number, and that's the story we'll do.
Well, I'm trying to
I wonder what number I'm gonna pick.
What if there's only 5?
Let me guess.
What if there's only 5 stories though?
Well, then half of 6 is 3.
Is there 6 stories?
Let me get rid of. I have all the tabs open still. So
actually, if you get rid of one, there's actually 6.
If you want a tab, you're gonna have to order something.
Give me a Pepsi free.
Okay. Let's see. I think that. Wait, let me see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we already saw that one. 5, 6, 7.
6. Number 6.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I am not the number.
Okay.
I am a free man.
That would be telling. Let me see. It is. Oh, it's different on my. Sorry.
I like how you're having a conversation with yourself here, Stacey.
I do. This is my whole life. Is that?
Keith, did you pre-order your action figures? Your
which ones?
Prisoner action figures?
I got mine. What? With my rover.
They're coming Monday. What'd you say?
No, mine's coming. I got mine. The one with the rover.
This one I picked.
Plastic rover.
Oh, you guys got to do reviews on those.
All right. So here you go. This is your article.
Oh God! Did you do Jerry Conway too?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of a 1-1A.
Yeah, there's another one we haven't.
Yeah, we could do the 2 Jerrys. So Jerry Duggan.
Oops, sorry. I just got rid of it. Did I get rid
Jerry
of it?
Duggan told comic book fans like 6 months ago to go eat a bag of pre-used dicks.
Pre-used.
Pre-used, huh?
Pre-used because they were like criticizing his work, So here he goes on and on about like you can scroll down.
Okay.
These horrible new X-Men books they're making, right? These are awful.
Horrible.
Where am I? Oh my gosh, I'm
I
sorry.
don't know, where are you?
I have a bunch of tabs open and shit. Like I'm a big mess. I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry. Here we go. All right. Mm-hmm.
You're telling the fans is like we know what's good for you, and
yeah, they're basically
whatever
telling
we write is what's good for you.
What the fresh hell is that?
So keep going down. Steve.
Look at how she's standing.
Gotta have one.
So here it goes. Jerry goes on Twitter and he says the folks collaborating on X Comics are cooking up the biggest stories in comics right now. That's the farthest thing from the truth I've ever heard. The goal is to have fun, thrill our artists and editors. Look at that sentence right there. The goal is to have fun, thrill our artists and editors. not the readers, not the fans, not the readers.
We have
not the paying customer. And then it says, and give readers what they didn't know they needed.
Yikes.
So
The goal is to make the
basically,
artist happy.
we're making these comics for ourselves.
Okay.
And then telling you this is how to think. Pay us money to be lectured to. The goal is to make the artist happy. Everyone else is along for the ride. You know, it's kind of like saying the quiet parts out loud, except it's in print.
He goes on, yeah.
Then he goes, please do not give us your story ideas. They are for you to exploit. Please do not behave in an unhinged manner about the comic books to the folks working hard on them. Be cool. The Reign of X is here. Hope you dig it, but we sure as hell are having fun. So longtime comic reader writes him back and writes, laugh my ass off. Forget the fans. You all know what's best, huh? No wonder why the American the comic industry is failing and manga is destroying American comics. It's supposed to be about keeping the fans / customer happy. So Jerry responds with the anti-racist rant from Stan Lee. From
What? What did that have to do with anything?
Thank you. That's exactly the
That is a completely
basically
yeah.
he's saying, oh, you're going to criticize our work. You're a racist. It's that label, attacking that label, telling people that they're bad people because they won't accept this garbage work.
It had nothing to do with race because you're just that makes no sense.
Look who's here.
Yep.
PJ.
Hey.
What's up?
So yeah, so that's a whole bunch of whatever.
Malarkey.
Do you want the other story?
Might as well do Jerry Conway too.
Let me get that.
Power Girl.
He did it again yesterday, Jerry Conway. He said something stupid yesterday too. I forgot what it was.
Let me just put it. Jerry. Wait.
What did he say yesterday?
What's his name?
Jerry Conway.
Conway. I just got it.
It says Marvel Comics writer Jerry.
Where'd it go?
That's not right. Power Girl. It starts with Power Girl, co-creator.
Yeah, I have it here.
Oh,
no, that's not it. Where is it? Didn't come up.
Uh-oh, you broke it?
I broke it. No, let me say. Oh no, I think I got it here. Sorry.
Mojo says hello.
Oh wait, this is it. I did have it open. I'm sorry. Okay. I don't think. Oh, maybe that's not the right one. I don't know. No, this is Tim Pool Calls on Disney. I don't know which one that was about the Conway.
You got something to say, buddy?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't see it. Was it? I'm not sure.
Don't know.
I don't know if I'm clicking the wrong link. Sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
We're all kind of overtired.
I don't see that story.
I could probably find it real quick.
You probably
I feel like Dr. Knows sometimes. I just sit there and we're like,
no, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
That's ghosting.
I expect you to die.
I know I have it here.
Was it under the Jerry Duggan?
Probably.
It starts with Power Girl.
It starts with what?
Girl.
Power Girl, Punisher creator. That one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I got that.
Oh, you got it. All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking for the name and it wasn't coming up. No, it's okay. It's my fault.
So you guys didn't do the Disney story yet, by the way?
No.
I put it in the
which one?
No, we haven't done the
Disney revenue plummets.
No, we haven't done that yet.
No, I saved that for you because I figured you loved it.
Why?
Because you like.
But I'm so tired. I can't.
Because you like to talk about Disney plummeting.
I don't.
Just let it all out, Keith. Just let it all out. Come on.
Sorry.
No, it's just their subscriber base is way down on Disney Plus.
Rampant sexism and misogyny.
Wait until Gina Carano comes back.
Well, no, a lot of it is because they made these deals with Verizon, right? Where people got a free year for subscribing to Verizon cell phone, and then that expires, so they just don't want to pay for it, so they just drop out. So they're getting a lot of that. It's called churning. Or churning, something like that. But anyway, yeah, their numbers are. I guess they're 6 million. They lost 6 million subscribers. This year, quarter. I don't know. Well, we could look at that real quick. But So yeah, so Jerry Conway created Power Girl. So if you go up, you'll see Power Girl. Right? He created the Power Girl, and he created the Punisher, who's a super uber violent character, right?
Yep.
And so now he's basically saying that manga is offensive, and they need to clean up their act for basically for violence and for girls who kind of look like Power Girl.
What?
Yeah, that's it. It's a do better. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's. I've met Jerry through other comic creators. I mean, he seems like a nice enough guy, but he's. I guess he's a suspect to these kind of moments.
Well, these guys keep hearing that manga's killing them in terms of.
It's
sales,
just like.
Right back somehow.
Yeah, it's really funny because manga is the escapism that the people are paying money for. That's what they want, and it's funny watching in this past month or two because now the American comic book creators have caught on. They're like, "Oh, this manga thing is like for real, and we're getting smoked." I think in that article, Stacy, at the bottom, they showed the top 20 graphic novels
I'll go back
of the last quarter, I think it was, or something, or maybe 2021, and it's all manga, all 20 of them. So, they're finally realizing this is real, and they are upset about it. So all they do is attack it.
Why?
Instead of making better products to compete with it.
No, just do your own thing. Don't try to.
Like, you should see the racks at Barnes and Noble now. Like,
yeah.
There's like one little shelf with American comics, and the rest are all manga. It's not there.
Well, do they have like focus groups with people that buy the manga or other stuff like that to kind of see what the people that are buying what's out there, what they want to see? Like, do they have these things like instead of just appeasing the artists, like to see what people want to buy? Is there such a thing as that?
Doubt it.
As a focus group of customers?
Yeah.
A focus group of customers.
Oh my God. Those are balloons. Those are balloon boobies. That looks.
Well, now we know why it sells.
That's exactly why it sells.
Yeah, but these guys don't want to hear about focus. They don't want to hear what.
They don't want to hear what the customer wants. They as far as they're concerned, the customer is going to take whatever they're sold, and they're going to like it.
Yep.
And the thing is, I don't think that like to compete, you have to like copy what they're doing. Just make something as equally appealing, and it doesn't have to be in the same exact way. It could just you know what I'm saying?
I think it's just like music. This is just like country and Marvel's rock and roll or something. Who cares?
Right.
It's just a different. It's just a different thing.
But they're trying to. I should have brought it in here. I showed it the other night on stream I was on, but. The latest issue of Batman, there's some in-house ads in all the new DC series coming out have an anime look to them. So they're trying to get that art style and trying to, Anyway, quickly
Kids are too smart for that.
Let's get out of here.
What'd you say?
Do the Disney thing and get out of here.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. It's just because I still have work to do and I got to get up early again tomorrow. So.
Jeez, more work to do? Did you just work all day?
I worked
burning the midnight oil, huh?
Not that one. Disney revenues dropped by over 600 million. Oh, it's our old friend, Bob Paycheck.
Nice.
Yeah, so their revenue dropped by over 600 million compared to Q1. So, and a lot of it was the Disney Plus. And of course, the theme parks are struggling. ESPN is like taking a
they lifted the mask mandate at Disney on both parks.
I think the LA one won't open until June 15th or something like that.
Oh, I thought it was already open.
No, or it's open, but they're not going to go full capacity till.
Wow, decreased $636 million.
Yep,
that's insane.
Yeah. Yep.
You can't blame that on the pandemic. Oh, no, you guys, generally you can. The Disney media. I was thinking just Disney Plus for some reason.
No, I think they lost, I think it was 6 million subscribers.
Okay.
Oh, 6 left? I didn't even see 6 leave.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she just sent us a private chat saying that she's out.
Oh.
Oh, 6. I didn't even see you disappear.
I didn't either. You got to. I wanted to give you a
Jump
chance
in
to
there.
say something before you want to go.
Man.
Oh, I'm
Oh
bummed.
man.
I'm bummed.
Major bum. So.
La la la. Yeah. So
I said they increased at the end of the second quarter.
yeah, but so Culture Casino did a really, really thorough job with this on his channel yesterday.
Okay.
Really, really good. And that's what this thing comes down to. That's what he talked about. There's a right here. Stop right here. The average monthly revenue per subscriber. So they're actually losing money per subscriber. And this is a lot of because these deals. They raised their cost $1, right? But they're losing money per viewer.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it's because they've made all these third-party deals and they're all expiring. So they're kind of like phantom subscribers, right?
I got you.
Because
Yeah,
they're watching it for free.
Right.
So they don't get any revenue off these people, and that's a huge problem. And I think when it came down to that, they realized that they're a little light in their direct to consumer. I mean, when Disney Plus first came out, and I got it for free from Verizon, I thought it was like, whatever. It did get a little bit better, but I'm still not. It's
Their big thing was how many subscribers they had, not how much money they were making. They weren't thinking that far enough in the future.
Well, when you're trying to appeal to investors and you're trying to, it's that whole thing, Pete, like where they announce like on Paramount Plus, like, oh, we got a new Star Trek series and this, that, and the other thing, and they really probably won't even make them. It's just that idea that you try to drum up interest, and when you,
I see,
when people hear, oh, we have 130 million subscribers. Like, wow. But when 30% of them are on free subscriptions.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's smoke and mirrors. It is what it is. But it's pretty interesting. So between the theme parks and their, they went all in on this direct to consumer Disney Plus streaming service. They consolidated all those. Remember, they had Disney XD and they had all those things. They consolidated everything into this one service, and it's not quite what they wanted.
Well, without the MCU, what would they have really?
Star Wars.
Well, that too.
They have the Simpsons.
But Star Wars right now is, besides the Mandalorian, it's sort of in limbo, at least for me. But
no, I know, but they have a lot of properties. I mean, they own a lot of properties. So I mean,
I know, but
they have.
But I don't even think they fully utilize a lot of their stuff. I mean, they have a lot of classic Disney movies, which you would think they would promote more.
Oh, they're on there, but who wants to watch, the Apple Dumpling Gang? Not me.
There is an audience for classic Disney movies. But are they enough to keep the service going? Probably not.
No.
They're trying to make series based on their Pixar movies as well, like Monsters Inc. They're going to have Billy Crystal and John Goodman back.
Yeah. Right. I remember when the Disney Channel came out way back in, I guess you want to see the mid 80s, and they were releasing a lot of stuff for kids like Pooh Corner and a lot of these other shows. And the only reason why I know about them is because my grandparents used to take my cousin and put her in front of the television, and that was her babysitter for an afternoon or a late morning.
Gee, that's familiar.
Yeah, right. But and they were always that was a big channel back then for kids. But you would think that they would go in that direction and maybe do something more like that, where it's aimed more for for toddlers. I don't even know what toddlers watch now. My friend's 5-year-old watches YouTube. I don't know what's on YouTube, but
ask the Storybots. Ask the Storybots on Netflix is really good.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Baby Shark do 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 do.
Baby Shark do 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 do.
But I mean, children's programming sort of, besides these like people who are producing content on YouTube, what else is out there? There's no Mr. Rogers or Sesame Street.
There's like Don Quixote and like Fred Rogers Productions has a whole bunch of shows out there.
There's Peppa Pig. Edson and I still watch that.
Oh, really? It's really good.
Peppa Pig's awesome.
But I mean, not like, like when you used to go to and you used to see Barney everything and Miley Cyrus everything, I haven't seen something like that in a while. Like a big impact.
Oh, it's out there because I have a child, and Peppa
Yeah.
Pig's huge. There's Peppa Pig everywhere. There's, and SpongeBob is still a staple.
And My Little Pony's still huge.
And the Lego, they make a lot of those little Lego animated things. There are a lot of those.
Yep.
There's stuff out there, and I gotta say, Avery found Ask the Storybots when she was little on Netflix. It's a riot. Weird Al Yankovic produces it, and
Nice.
it's very clever. Every episode has a guest celebrity on it, and you learn about science and stuff. Yeah, it's great. It's really good.
Cool.
Very, very clever. Very funny. So
Nice.
all right. Well, 6 left, so we can't ask her what to recommend for people to watch unless she wants to pop back in and recommend something for people to watch.
Is she in our chat?
My
6,
camera's
if you're watching,
completely
we
frozen
come
up.
back.
I'm so
We
frozen up.
have to give you your proper farewell.
Something we said?
Well, let's do our recommendations. Stacy, since you hosted,
Since I can't keep my camera's not working.
you the hostess with the mostest.
Yes.
You go firstest.
I'm gonna go back to Army of the Dead. I think. I mean, again, the story wasn't overwhelmingly compelling, but it wasn't about the story. This one was.
Holy shit! Our stream crashed.
What?
Is that what happened? What
Our
do you
stream
mean?
has crashed
How do you know?
because I have the YouTube open.
Oh man,
This has been happening to other YouTubers. Okay,
what does
it's
that
back.
mean?
It's back. It's going.
Oh, okay.
Are we moving? Are we
Last
moving?
time on
Yeah.
GeekTime TV.
Wow. I mean, they said on StreamYard that they're having trouble with YouTube, and I guess they're not lying.
Oh, bummer, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start over again. Stacy, what's your recommendation?
I'll go back to what we were talking about earlier. Army of the Dead. It wasn't like the most compelling story, but if you like interesting zombie origin stories, or just kind of the different kind of in blood and guts and grossness, and visually it was very cool. And Zack Snyder. It was a Zack Snyder masterpiece.
Wow. Masterpiece.
I don't know.
Great.
I mean,
I gotta see
he
it.
wrote, directed, and produced it, so it's all on him, man.
Just like Ed Wood, Edward D. Wood Jr.
Well, my next one will be
was
better.
fun. It was fun. If you could see it on the big screen, see it on the big screen. But I'll watch it again this weekend when it comes out on Netflix.
Cool. Who should be next? 6, if you're watching, will you come back and do yours? How about
Judah
you,
Buddha.
Delta 6?
No, Delta 6 was going around the horn.
Okay, I just finished reading Batman's Grave.
Oh, wow. Cool.
It's a 12-issue series collected in this nice little hardcover. This was one where I kind of waited until all the issues were. I didn't get it on the way.
Whoa.
As floppies came out, so I read the whole story.
Cool.
By Warren Ellis, and I really like the art on here too. It's like a story outside of what the regular titles are. It's like its own self-contained story where Batman meets this guy who has a similar backstory to him, where as a little kid his parents got killed as well, and he kind of went the way of I want justice by getting rid of the whole Gotham City justice because they couldn't stop the killing.
Nice.
Really good.
Cool, man.
Who's next?
Whoever Stacy picks.
Pete.
Okay, well, going with Edson's theme, I'm going to double down on what I recommended last week. I'm still watching Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited, the Bruce Timm animated universe, Batman Beyond in there as well. Yeah, I think they're incredibly well done, and they definitely have held up for the 20 years they've been on.
Wow.
Yeah, they're if not longer. But yeah, no, those are a lot of fun, and I think that's the way to make a cinematic universe right there.
And you can find them on
Hobo Max.
Hobo Max, at least for now. Who knows? Discovery might put Hobo Max in the grave.
No.
That's true.
Yeah, I think Hobo Max is going to get either a massive retooling or it's going to be gone, and they're going to come out with something else.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be
The whole everything Warner Media is in flux now.
Yep.
Everything. It's going to be interesting, and I think that we'll see. I think Walter Hamada and Ann Sarnoff should start, polishing their resumes. Just saying. Okay, who's next, Stacy?
Oh, Jude's next because we're going around.
We're going around.
So I can't really recommend anything I've seen recently. I saw Stowaway on Netflix, but it really wasn't that good. I don't know if you guys have seen that or if Stacy saw it.
No, I haven't. I heard it was all right.
Yeah, it's about a guy.
Oh no, is that the one in the space? No, it looks kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's about a guy who gets kind of stuck on a space shuttle. He was part of the engineering crew, and I guess I don't know what happened. They found him like stuffed in some kind of compartment, and he got hurt or whatever. But anyway, it's not worth a watch. But anyway, since we're on the topic of zombie movies, and we were talking about just zombie movies in general, we did a whole thing before Keith got here. I would recommend 28 Days Later if you haven't seen it. And I didn't realize it came out in 2002. But again, in today's standards, it's still...
I know. And we looked it up. I was like, holy crap.
And in today's standards, it holds very well as a zombie movie.
I watched it like a couple months ago, and I was like, damn, it's good stuff.
Yeah. And it's I guess you could say it's a zombie movie. I mean, it's more like infected people.
There's zombies. Or something.
Yeah. But it takes place in the UK. And the virus, I guess, was spread through chimpanzees. I guess there was like these animal activists that tried to free these chimpanzees in a laboratory, and it ended up that the chimpanzees were being experimented on and had this infected virus in them. And then that's how the virus gets out. And then pretty much it's a tale of survival between this guy, Jim, who wakes up in a hospital from a coma. Sounds like a familiar story, Walking Dead. And then he meets up with a couple other people and a father and a daughter. And it's really good. And I always think what's good about this zombie movie, I feel like it's in 3 chapters. And each one is sort of their own little, like you can watch the first part and then the second part and the third part. And it's like there's almost like 3 little mini stories. I mean, at least that's how I felt watching the movie. But
it's a good one.
It's really good. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. And 28 Weeks Later is the sequel. So if you watch that and you like it, check out 28 Weeks Later.
So you get that virus from chimpanzee to chimpanzee.
Well, Stacy said they're doing it 28 years later, which
maybe it's months, not years. Maybe it's months.
Oh,
yeah, you gotta go days, months, years.
I think it was months actually.
You could have 2 more sequels.
I can't remember. I had looked it up when I was watching the movies.
And 28 decades, 28 millennial.
But I think there's going to be a resurgence of zombies now. I feel like it's going to happen again.
They are always around. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you resurgence? It's like every time
it kind of died down. I was waiting for vampires to come back, not the glittery kind, like the Lost Boy kind, but I'm waiting for the whole demon possession, which sort of happens still, but the Exorcist, Damien type shit, like real satanic crap to come back. But...
No, thank you.
When's Conjuring 3 coming out?
I think it was put on hold.
No, it's coming out. It's coming out on June 4th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see that at the theater in Mystic. So if anyone can come on, Stacy.
I don't know.
To sit there by myself.
Nope, I don't do demon, devil, ghosty shit. Nope, that's not for me. I stop at zombies.
Anybody
vampires.
Anybody want to go with me? I'm gonna sit there by myself.
Yep.
Huge.
You all by yourself.
Yep.
Watch that scary shit. I couldn't even watch the preview when I was in there the other night watching Army of the Dead. I was like, oh.
Come on.
I jumped at A Quiet Place.
Seeing a scary movie in the theater is like going on a roller coaster ride. Like I know, you know what I mean? Or it's going on like that tower drop, the one where you sit and it shoots up in the air and then comes back down. And...
I can hear that. Yeah, nope.
I guess you guys don't like roller coasters, right?
No, I do.
Edson?
No.
Pete?
I don't
I love roller coasters. I don't like the things that drop. I don't like the sensation of falling.
Well, since I did my reaction to the trailer, I guess I have to do a review for the movie now.
Absolutely.
So. Right.
Absolutely.
You can't do one and then not do the other, right, Keith?
Correct.
We're losing Keith.
I know. He looks like he's working while we're.
I'm doing exactly that because I'm tired and I got to get up.
All right, guys. Well, we close the show out.
Mine, I'm going to. I was told several times by our friend to watch a documentary executive produced by Michael Moore, written, produced, and directed by a guy named Jeff Gibbs, called Planet of the Humans.
Okay.
It is stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Topic.
It's fully it's on Vimeo, the whole thing?
All over the place. It's there's where you can get it. I watched it on Amazon Prime. It is it's kind of disturbing. So the basic premise is 10 years ago. It's funny, this all happened last spring, but it kind of flew under the radar and I didn't know about it. But there's a huge controversy around this. Michael Moore was canceled by his own people. So basically the idea is Jeff Gibbs was an environmentalist. He was all into the green movement and he started going to these Earth Day rallies and stuff. And finding out that that basically, and I'll summarize it this way, the renewable solutions that we have right now are causing more damage than they're preventing. They're actually doing more damage to the environment.
I agree with that.
Like with windmills technology and stuff?
In fact, there's a montage in the middle that shows how solar panels are built. They are pillaging the earth to make these things.
They need like rare minerals. And
they need minerals and they use oils and coal and all kinds of crap, silicon. It's terrifying. And it's really, really, really interesting. And of course, Michael Moore, who's like the patriarch of the left, gets completely assassinated now. And he said, there's a great Rolling Stone interview with him on YouTube you should watch as a companion piece. And he said, I've been called all kinds of things by people on the right. But what this woke mob did to me, this cancel culture mob, was vile and worse than anything that any conservative ever did to me. Because at least they would agree to disagree and they would have discourse. These people just want him gone. And what happened was, after the movie premiered on YouTube, they put it on YouTube. It took 10 years to make it. And the movie's bookended by basically Jeff Gibbs having the same experience at Earth Day 10 years apart, which is they have big concerts and stuff. And they're like, this whole day is brought to you. And it's got Usher and these musicians. And it's like, this whole thing is powered by solar. And it's not. It's all running off generators. And so he goes to the guy who put this up, build the solar field. And he's like, is this powering the concert? And the guy's like, this couldn't power a toaster.
Wow.
That's powering the concert. So yeah, it's sad. It's really, really sad and worth watching. And it's basically how the green movement was hijacked by billionaires, and they don't care about anybody. They just don't. And our stream went down again.
Yeah,
Did you see what?
Fat Steven says YouTube is failing across the board.
Yep.
Wow.
It should be archived, I'm hoping. So.
Right.
Anyway.
Well,
so yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. It's eye-opening. It's for me, I've done videos about zero energy homes for over a decade. And now to find out, holy crap. It's really, and not only that, you'll find out that the life expectancy of windmills and solar is a decade. And then it's all got to be replaced.
Wow.
And the cost of it is astronomical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they have all these electric cars, and he's like, how are you charging the cars?
Oh, well, yeah.
Awesome power grid.
Yeah, the coal.
Yeah.
Coal.
But what's powering the power grid?
Yeah.
Coal.
Yeah.
Natural gas. And then they set up that new biomass thing, which is a total joke because it's just deforestation on a grand level. They're burning 30 cords of wood an hour and polluting the atmosphere, burning wood. And they're calling that renewable. And they're like, Michael Moore's like, that's not renewable. It takes 50 to 100 years to grow a tree back.
Right. What the hell?
It's really, really, really good.
Yep.
And it's sad. It's sad that he, they went after him and they pulled it. He put it on YouTube for free last year at this time. and it lasted 4 days. It got yanked because of they were able to get him for 4 seconds of footage for this rare mineral in the middle of that montage on how they build solar panels, and that was the excuse they used to pull it down. And he goes off in that Rolling Stone interview about people who cancel people.
Wait,
He was
he
like,
said
I'm going to
that-
find that clip and I'm going to put it in one of our opens, because he's like, nobody has the right to tell anybody that they can't have an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody
They
has.
pulled it down because they showed the 4 second, but it's the truth, right? Like, they're blaming him for lying about it or something?
They said it was copywritten footage he used without.
Oh,
And he's like,
wow.
I've made every,
He
I think the
knows.
highest grossing documentaries of all time. And he's like, I have fact checkers on top of, and lawyers on top of lawyers.
Yeah.
on top of lawyers. We don't release anything until it's been double, triple, quadruple checked by professionals.
Right, yeah.
Because you don't want to get sued and whatnot. And he was just it's a great interview. It's called Useful Idiots. Rolling Stone Useful Idiots. You'll find it.
It says here that the film does not deny the climate science, but promotes the discredited myth that climate change deniers have used for years to justify their position.
Yep. Al Gore's on the take. He bought himself an island in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
Hang on. We got a
So-
massive echo.
Oh yeah.
So the pros do not outweigh the cons.
No.
No, not at this moment. They got to come up with something better.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we're back at 0. YouTube is yakking again.
Does that mean that this won't even be archived, right? Because it'll just be stuttered, or
it might.
How is it even?
No.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
So we might be just talking to nothing right now.
Ourselves.
Right,
We're
ourselves.
somebody. I'm somebody. You're somebody. We're all somebody.
We're all.
Aw, thank you, Stacy.
We're all.
Yeah, they didn't want to hear us talking about this documentary. That's why.
That's what it is.
They
Yeah. All right. I guess we should koalas in the rain.
Koalas in. You want me to do this?
Koalas in the
Go for it.
rain.
Are you doing it?
No, go for it.
Or me? I gotta find it though. I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared for this. I wasn't prepared. Do you want to? You don't want to say anything like blah 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 and yada yada yada.
Nah.
All that jazz.
We'll do that.
Subscribe, email us. See you next
Wait, what?
Tuesday.
Wait, I can't find it. Where is it?
Smash the like. Share our channel.
It's
And thanks to Stacy, you were a great host.
Oh yeah.
Thank you,
Oh,
Stacey.
no.
Thank you all again.
Stacy.
Thank you all for picking me up on the mat, off the mat in 6. I don't even know if we're broadcasting anymore, but I'm sad that you just left. So
I
that's
know. At least she like had her presence, and that's good. Or at least we got her.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm ready.
Go for it, Pete.
Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given. Koala, koala, koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given. Koala, koala, koalas in the rain.